So I made some adjustments. Got my trailer brakes, and then I finally found out how to not use the parking brakes too much, and then we're gonna try to see if the wheel
Uno 5
condition.
is now live. Streaming American Truck Simulator, number 73, Monday, March 31st, 2025, 5:57 p.m. New York time.
Correct. If the wheel conditions are gonna improve from all this.
Keep left, and then turn left.
I don't see the light from here. Is it green?
Turn left.
Is it green? Is it green? Oh, we're supposed to turn left here anyways. We don't have any lights. We're all good. Let's just slow down. Try through the railroad. So we're gonna slow down to the 50.
Go straight on.
Oh, good. Oh, we're not good. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? So there's two. Oh my god. Almost got hit by a train. What's the name of that company? Johnson and Smith. Railroad construction. Right. So that explains it. Are you gonna back up on me like this?
Here we are, safe and sound.
You cannot get this order over here. What the hell is this? You gotta back up there? You cannot do that. Let's see here. We don't see the pressure. We don't have any warning lights. If that thing doesn't even warn us, it's just gonna show that there's not enough air. That would be crazy to drive a truck like that. Oh, you cannot even do that, so you have to go around the other way. Are you kidding me? So also I changed simulate the air compression. What's the name? I think it's under interface. No, it's not. Gameplay, probably. Truck stability, air brake simulation. There it is. So this was off, and now I turn it on. So that's why. We don't. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I put the parking brakes on. Oh my god. I'm so used to this. I have to relearn. This was a very bad habit to learn that. But I didn't know any other ways to stop, actually. I didn't use the brake. I used it to slow down, and even usually I never did. Now here, let's go. Oh, you can't. So I'm not even there. I have to back up. That stupid train. I'm right on the railroad. How you're supposed to... I got the parking brake again. Let's see this. You can't? This was the parking brake, right? Okay. Whoa. Yeah. Have to back up a bit. Now the parking brake. And then enter. Okay, now let's see what we can get. Kansas City to Emporia. That's good. I'll take that. Emporia. 2215 Colby. That's quite longer, right? Idabel 390. And all the other ones. So moving container, construction houses, tamping machine. I have no idea what this is. Pickups, there's only one. To Bomo. So let's see the freight market, right? Oh, we have one. Abbey Lane, though it's quite long. 674 in Texas. So I'm not gonna take that. We're just gonna take this one, the Emporia. Yeah, 104 both of them. So let's go.
Let's do this.
Proceed to the flag. See it on the right there. So are we? We're on the right way, right? Yeah. Oh, we got more space on the left, anyways. I can finally see the trailer there. So we're gonna have to go forward. We're already touching it. Oh, we're not touching it at all. We're just far. Lowered part. Okay, we should be on.
Okay, here we go.
And I also have one more thing, the detailed coupling. I think it's here, is it? What's the name? It's called advanced trailer coupling. So I turn it off. All right. Okay, I think I did have it on and I switched it up. I didn't know. Alright, so we're gonna detach it.
Drive safe.
And we're going to. Oh, we cannot attach it anymore. We detached it. Isn't that crazy?
Ready to roll.
Alright, we're good. So now, I'm gonna release the brake. Both of them. Parking brake of the truck and the trailer. So we'll have trailer coupling. No, I went the wrong way. Let's see here where we are. Yeah, hit the. I hit the guy. So I have to check the camera. Yeah, that's right. I almost hit the car. I think I just stopped it before. So close. It was automatic sensor. Okay, so obviously we're gonna go forward. Okay, we made the distance from the car. Now we have to test the breaker. The trailer brake is tab B. Doesn't work. I just updated it. Trailer brake tab B. Lift drop trailer axle control tab U. Okay, we don't have any axle here, right? So we're gonna test the trailer brake. So tab B. Doesn't work. What the hell is that? Oh, I see what it is now. Oh, it worked. Ha 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 ha. Wow, that is quite illegal. And now it's going back again. Oh my god. So that's the brake handle. It's not the here we can see what's the name of that here. It's not the trailer air supply that is cut off. It's the trailer brake instead of the parking brake. And then it goes back to idle. So this is actually removing the idle. There's an extra brake we have now. And then there's also, yeah, that's the thing, I didn't write it down here. I took the control under trailer. I added it. It's called tab M, so I have to add this. It's called toggle manual trailer axle adjustment. So this is for the axle differential lock. So toggle, that's a new parameter here. This was not there before. Toggle manual trailer axle adjustment. And it's called tab M, and that's it. So this is also another trailer command, so we're going to put that on here, and that's it. The other one is trailer attached. We already know that, and I have it somewhere around there, and I can actually update it. Page 1, let's see, it could be page 2, but yeah, it's actually on page 2. T. Where the hell is this? How come it's not even listed there? Control automatic retarder. I don't even have it on there. Are you kidding me? It's listed here. Shift neutral, shift down, right control, shift up. It's the up arrow. Correct. Down hint. So I did have those actually. Let's see. I updated those. Down hint. Throttle modifier, wipers, back, assistant, cruise control, emergency brake. So shift space. We have a new emergency brake. We're gonna try that right now. Shift space, right? And it does nothing. Nope. Not the left one, not the right one. Wow. That is some kind of crazy, right? Now let's go back. It's called emergency brake, right? Can I even repair that? Emergency brake, shift plus space. Lane assistant mode, alt plus space. Wow. Okay, let's try that. That didn't do anything. Now we got the new, okay, parking brake, wipers. Where's the T? It's for trailer. Oh yeah. It's in my notes. Automatic engine brake to fix. So automatic engine brake. I have it in gameplay. Game preference. Truck stability, air brake simulation, realistic braking and density 100, assistant, truck, speed limiter, automatic parking brake engage, no, automatic engine brake, there it is. So enables automatic engine brake when braking. So this might mean that for the truck I don't need to engine brake. Let's see, where would that be? Brake reverse, no. Emergency brake, transmission, gearbox switch, automatic. So this is at the end here, right shift, left. Was that all change? Right shift up arrow. Right shift up is shift up hint. Yeah. Right shift down is shift down hint. But I don't know what this is. Shift up hint, shift down hint. Shift to neutral down. So that's Yeah, down arrow, left arrow, up arrow, right arrow, shift up, shift up, it's not even there. Emergency brake. It's not there. So all of those have to be, oh, it's over here. Shift up, okay. Shift up is up, yes. Okay, so it's in two parts. Shift up int. So it says it was not applicable, and then I have it at the end here. Shift to drive right. So the T, right shift plus right, automatic, adaptive automatic transmission mode. Right shift plus right. Right shift plus right. Down, right shift, left, right. Okay, I have it. Commuter. This is gearbox switch automatic sequential. Also, I would have to write this down here. Automatic, adaptive gearbox switch automatic sequential is just not listed. So this is actually right shift. Right shift plus left. And then right shift plus right. But it's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the T. Why is the T for the trailer not listed here? Tab. What's it called? Suspension. It's called trailer attach detach. So there's another name that was called for that. Parking brake, engine brake toggle B. Oh, so this was it. It's over here. Transmission. Lane assistant mode. Emergency brake. Parking brake. It's not there. Maybe it's at the bottom. Camera control, auxiliary camera, walk mode, photo mode, quick action, radio convoy, head tracking, no. F12. I wonder what this is. Bumper. Route advisor. Interior. There it is. Automatic brake increase. Automatic brake toggle. So B, engine brake is control B. Engine brake, control B. It was B, I see. Then now B is engine brake toggle. Shift B and B. Okay, so this is the new one. I see. So I can put here new. Parking brake. Space at 5. This is the new controls. Okay, so engine brake increase, shift plus B, and then alt plus B, control automatic engine brake. That's the only one. So this is going to be the one. What is going to be? Alt B, no. We have Alt B, B, Control B, Shift B. Can we use Tab B? Do I have tab B for the trailer? Yeah, I do. Tab B. Trailer brake. So this is gonna be something else then. It's gonna be automatic engine brake is gonna be Shift Alt plus B. There we go. Shift Alt plus B. Automatic engine brake. Automatic engine brake. There it is. Shift plus Alt plus B. Okay, so we got that. Now, we don't really need that because we already have the other automatic engine brake with the brake. But this would allow us to have the automatic engine brake activated, which we have from the other check mark. So that might work, but as you can see, the other emergency brakes are not functioning, so we have a problem with that. Now we shouldn't be driving the truck. I think that's pretty much it. We have to report it. Engine brake is shift space. Emergency brake. Oh, now it finally worked. Oh, it went on. It actually applied the parking brake instead. Nothing we can do. This is some kind of forklift.
Go straight on.
Let's see if we can clear the track. Oh my god, there's something here, no? Yeah, it did clear. It's pretty low, huh?
Turn left. Keep right and then turn right. Turn right.
Of automatic blinker camera, so it actually changes the angle when the blinker comes on. Here the speed limit shows as 65, but I really don't think so. And yeah, how heavy is this thing? 18 ton. So that's like 36,000 pounds. Speed here is 40. Speed it up a little bit to catch on the collector lane here. We're clear. Put the cruise control. Turn off the blinker. I'm going to turn right soon. Going up 5 miles per hour faster.
Keep right and then exit right. Exit right.
Just slow down repair what? It's actual roller, huh? Volvo. Pre-pass, follow, and cab signal. Cab signals. Kansas City Discover. Well, we were in Kansas City for some reason, buddy. Please pull for a vehicle inspection. Let's see. There's one right there, so we're gonna go keep left. Yeah, for sure.
Never mind. I'll find a new route.
Okay, I've saved your name. Let's go.
Keep left.
I was using the parking brake. I spent so much money just on brake repairs. I used to change the wheels. Totally jammed the spring brake. Okay, let's go up 65. And I think this is the maximum limit because I put the maximum. I used to have no maximum. So we could probably remove that, but we'll see. Let's see. It's under gameplay. Maximum speed. Truck speed limiter. Yeah, I turned it off. One enables a truck electronic speed limiter of 105. World of Truck jobs have this feature permanently turned on. So I already have that anyway, so I don't have to turn it on. But now we know it's a World of Truck job. We're not going to be able to go any faster. Differential lock, are you kidding me? It's automatic brake here. We've never been there, so we're not going to go in the rest area. And we arrive here. From John Smith to John Smith, Emporia, John Smith, just a different city. The Volvo roller for the railroad, their own vehicle for making new roads for the new pavement for the railroad company. Road roller. And the rain stopped, so it's going to dry the rain. You can try it down the window on the left here. I forgot the command. I can look in my notes actually. verify the command instead of using the, what is it called? Window. Screenshot. Trip info reset. I don't even have it? Wow, that's crazy. Interior. Open right window, Shift G, Alt G, Tap G, and Control G. There they are at the bottom here. So let's call interior. And I have infotainment and trip info reset. So let's see where we are. Kansas City. I think I can have something here. Kansas City.
Daily
Oh,
jackpots.
I don't want that. Kansas City. Ooh.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Are you listening to this alone right now? If so, are you enjoying your alone time? Or are you craving the time you're going to spend with other people later today, maybe over the weekend? Well, a recent survey put out by the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center found that slightly more
right
than half of
window,
people
left
said time
window,
alone
Tap J,
is critical to their mental
close
well-being.
Control J.
Even some people who are very social need this alone time to reset and recharge their so-called social battery. Now, what replenishes that battery is going to look different from person to person. Maybe you need a full night or a weekend to yourself. Maybe it's just a few minutes in the bathroom to wash
Oh, you
your
cannot
hands.
open and leave it. It has to be open the whole way.
If someone does tell you that they
So Shift J to close.
try not to get along with them for being unfriendly or antisocial.
Control J. Yeah, Control J. Shift J.
Space. I'm Dr. Sanjay
Now the right
Gupta.
window is open. Let's see how to close this.
KCMO. Solution.
Shift J to
Bringing
open,
the family
close,
together
Alt J.
every night around the radio.
These children are in need of education.
Hey, it's Vince Colonnese. Tune into my new show weekdays at 11 a.m. on KCMO Talk Radio.
Tab J and left, close,
Mark Levin,
Control
the
J.
great one.
The great one, Mark Levin.
Dial in now, 877-381-3811.
So this was all weekend. You had Amy Klobuchar on MSNBC, you had Alex Padilla on MSNBC, you had Chris Coons on CNBC. They were just lining up doing their thing.
Sunflower
I didn't see this
State. I
here,
don't
Mr.
even know
What's
where.
going on with Roger Marshall?
What's the name?
I think I should play this cold. Now, you know,
It's in
ladies and gentlemen,
Kansas.
I
Nice.
eviscerated this man because he's a buffoonery, worse. Qatar spends more money on spreading terrorism, it turns out, than Iran. And they're spreading it in our country.
Keep
spreading
right
it overseas.
and then exit right.
In fact, a lot of the Arab countries want nothing to do with Qatar or their state-owned Al Jazeera, which also
Exit
spread the
right.
word of terrorists. Qatar gave an enormous amount of money, more than any other country, to Hamas. And Qatar was a safe
ready
haven
to turn
for
left.
5 of the leaders of Hamas, all of whom were killed.
Turn left.
And Qatar, October 7th happened, blamed Israel. Qatar, the negotiations for the hostages failed. They blame Israel, despite the fact that they're get Hamas to get the hostages back. They won't. Qatar also spends an enormous amount of money buying Americans, buying American institutions, loaning money to American businessmen, hiring the firms in Washington, D.C. and New York. So many people, Republicans and Democrats, are tainted by Qatar's money. These reports are everywhere. I've explained them to you in great detail. So apparently this guy,
Go straight on.
Marshall, responds on KCMO with our buddy Pete Mundo. Let's take a listen. I haven't heard this, and I'll respond myself. Cut 8, go.
You respond to Mark Levin and his comments last week here on KCMO and across the country.
Yeah, people, first of all, no one's been more pro-Israel than I have.
Oh, yes, they have. A whole lot of people have been more pro-Israel than you. I don't even know what you're talking about. How can it be pro-Israel and pro-Qatar? It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. First of all, 90% of America don't even know who the hell you are. But that said, when you're thinking
Keep
of supporting
left,
Israel,
and then turn
Roger
left.
Marshall's name doesn't come right to the forefront. But that's not even the point, whether you're pro-Israel. Did I say anything about that,
Turn
Mr.
left.
Producer? Did I ever bring up Israel? I said you're pro-Qatar. And Qatar is spending enormous sums of money, billions in the United States, trying to influence our country, destroying our college campuses, funding these terrorist front groups and organizations that support them. That's a fact. Go ahead.
Taught in Sunday school, taught by my parents as well. No one fought harder against anti-Semitism than I have. Even
I don't know what the hell you're doing about it, Senator. I don't know how you can support a country that has spent billions of dollars promoting anti-Semitism, and then you get on our sister station KCMO and talk about nobody's done more to fight anti-Semitism than you. You do understand, don't you, sir, that Al Jazeera is owned by Qatar? You do understand Qatar is funding anti-Semitism
Keep
in the
right,
United States of America?
and then turn
You want me to
right.
lay it out for you personally? Go ahead.
I think I was the first one to call
Turn
for this
right.
anti-Semitism commission and trying to get some Kansans actually to lead that commission as well.
Again, how can you do both? You're almost ridiculous. You're defending the country that is spending the most money promoting anti-Semitism in the United States of America, and then you say, I want a commission to look into it. Guess what? I'm just telling you what's taking place. You don't need a commission, sir. You
Go
need to cut
straight
it
on.
out. You, personally. But he won't. Go.
Mark, I want your listeners to remember what they've done for America. Let's go back to the debacle of the Afghanistan evacuation. 120,000 people were evacuated in an emergency situation. Qatar opened up the airfield base, which they've given to the United States since 9/11.
All right, let's stop. Qatar is the biggest supporter of the Taliban. They promoted the Taliban. When the Biden
Get
debacle
ready to
occurred,
turn left.
they gave us the military base. No, we use the land there. We pay for that military
left.
base. Senator. Pathetic. That's number one. Number two, Qatar was asked to help because Qatar deals with the Taliban. Don't you get it? And so people came out of Afghanistan, who weren't Americans, the vast majority of them, 120,000. They were Afghans. They were Afghans. It says, look what they did for America. They didn't do anything for America, almost nothing. So there they are supporting the Taliban, helping fund the Taliban. The Taliban killed 13 of our soldiers, wounded God knows how many. Still have American hostages.
Get ready to
They've
turn
let
left.
2 out. They've slaughtered men and women who worked with us over there, and we're supposed to thank the Taliban for what they did. When we flew on our cargo jets,
Turn left.
Afghanis out of there to try and save them on our military base in Qatar. You feel like thanking the Qataris for this, America? Go ahead.
People touched that Air Force base on their way home. Without that, I think thousands of Americans would have died. I think about Qatar's role.
Thousands of Americans would have died this week. Thousands. Did thousands of Americans get out on those days? I don't remember that. Do you, Rick? I think there was a plane of 1 or 2 or something. There weren't thousands. This guy's really messed up. Really messed up. Go ahead.
Being American hostages, Qatar largely responsible for that. Over 100 Israeli hostages released basically by the efforts of Qatar.
You hear this? If it wasn't for Qatar, those hostages wouldn't be released. Now, you and I have been watching this closely, and by the way, he says he's a big supporter of Israel. That's not why they're released, because of Qatar. They were released
Finally,
because of
we are
President Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. Not because of Qatar, you moron. Largely due to Qatar. Boy, is this guy a stretch. Go ahead.
Everybody, that President Trump and his Middle East envoy both think that Qatar has been a great ally, a great helper as we try to find
How
peace.
come you don't answer any of the allegations? Instead, you're using the Qatari talking points. Why is it? Are they spending billions in the United States to promote anti-Semitism and destroy our college campuses and brainwash our kids? Yes or no? The answer is yes. How come he doesn't answer that? Have they been spending tens of billions of dollars all over the world for terrorism, Hamas, the Taliban, others? How come he doesn't answer that? Maybe he should be asked it. How come he's in an alliance with Iran and building nuclear weapons? Is President Trump happy with that? Is Witkoff happy with that? Of course not. How come he doesn't answer that? Go ahead.
I think that we have to, as Americans, I think we do have some prejudice against people from the Middle East, especially Muslims.
Oh, listen to this.
Oh my God.
So now it's racism. Racism.
I hit the emergency brake again.
Against Qataris. We Americans have some prejudice against people in the United States, excuse me, in the Middle East. Is that what it is, Rick? Is this guy sick? America. You're prejudiced against the Qataris, you're prejudiced against what they're doing, but not because they are who they are. It's ridiculous. Outrageous. So now he's smearing Americans. So, after defending the biggest source of terrorism funding in the world, probably just behind Communist China, but it's not clear, for destroying our college campuses, for funding these front groups in the United States. Now he's saying if you have a problem with it, you're a racist. We do have some prejudice against people from the Middle East, especially Muslims. But guess what? Most Muslims don't even live in the Middle East. In Indonesia and other countries like that. And as far as I know, the United States, we have no problem with them. We're not talking about Muslims. We're talking about terrorists, Islamists, jihadis.
There's a small pile of gravel
That's
there.
what we're talking about.
And you should be good to back up here now.
We're talking about
Let's see.
jihadis, Islamists, that the Saudi Arabians have a problem with. Last time I checked, they're Muslim.
Don't know,
That
that's
the
near.
Jordanians have a problem with. Last time I checked, they're Muslim.
So
That the
let's turn
UAE, that the
to the
Bahrainians,
right.
that the Kuwaitis have a
Get the
problem
trailer
with.
to
Last
move
time I
left.
checked, they were Muslims.
There we go.
And last time I checked, Qatar has made an alliance with Iran. They're not Muslims. They're Persians. Does this guy sit on like the Foreign Relations Committee or something? Oh my God. This is unbelievable. This guy's interviewed. He's worse than I even realized. Go ahead.
The Qataris are basically a very peaceful group of people that value family, that value faith as well. So, I'm pro-Israel, but I'm also a pro-American ally.
I don't know what
Qatar's
was in
been a
the
great
front
ally.
No,
there,
it's just
but there's
outrageous.
something.
He's bringing Israel up. I'm not bringing Israel up. I'm bringing up Qatar and America.
And now I hit the parking brake again.
What has he
by
done
mistake.
to America? What has he done with
So
the
where are
Taliban?
we? Let's see.
What has he done with Iran? What's he done with Hamas? Qataris. Qataris may be exactly what he said. I'm talking about the inbreds who run the country. Them. Go ahead.
Especially since it's an Afghanistan withdrawal issue.
So, would you say that they are not then sheltering any of these leaders? Is that your contention then?
Well, think about this. America asked Qatar to host the people that they're referring to. So America asked Qatar to do that for whatever reason. I think 20...
Wait a minute. We asked Qatar to host? Excuse me, it's not hosting. to give safe haven to the leaders of Hamas? He's blaming America again. First he's blaming you because you're racist. That's why you have a problem with Qatar. And now he's saying, we told Qatar to host them. We told them to do it. To host these terrorists. I don't know, Kansas. If it were me, I'd look for a guy to run against this guy. Look in the prime. First of all, real conservative. But this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I mean, this is part of the problem, this whole establishment, the ruling class. This is part of a huge problem. When you look terrorism in the face and you conduct yourselves. I haven't defended anybody who's conducted themselves this way, regardless of party, administration, or anything of the kind. The numbers speak for themselves. The money.
What?
Rush would say, follow the money.
What'd I do?
Tells you everything you need to know about Qatar. Really grotesque.
Well, I'm hitting something on the
Better
left.
than I thought.
I forgot to rest
You know,
for
I'm tired of
the...
scrolling
Oh my
through
god.
shows on TV and finding nothing but the same mind-numbing content. Don't waste the precious little time you have, folks, with that nonsense when you could be learning something new and inspiring. Hillsdale College is offering more than 40 free online courses. Learn about the works of C.S. Lewis, stories in the book of Genesis, the meaning of the U.S. Constitution, the history, the ancient Christian church, so much more, and it's so
The ties.
intriguing, compelling,
I hit the
entertaining
railroad
it is to read
ties.
it. With Hillsdale College's free online course. And so I've moved from Genesis. I've moved from the Constitution. I have. You know what I'm reading?
Forgot to brake with the brake again. I
Ancient
used the
Christian
parking
church.
brake again. I'm so
Fascinating.
used to it.
Very interesting. You don't have to be Christian to read
Alright,
these things.
let's
you know?
go.
And I'm learning a lot. And so I think you should check these things out too. Start your course with Hillsdale College. It's absolutely free.
We're still in
Absolutely free. Go
Kansas.
right now to levinforhillsdale.com. That's
Road
LEVIN
roller
for Hillsdale.com to
Topeka,
enroll. There's no cost. Easy to get
67
started.
miles.
And
48,
it's an incredible service that
55,
Hillsdale College offers
56.
the entire
This one's
nation. So
113.
take
So
advantage
we're not
of
going
it.
back to
There's not
Kansas
another
City.
college in the country that does anything like this. That's levinforhillsdale.com to register. LEVIN for Hillsdale.com.
We'll get that road
We'll be
roller
right back.
back again.
Mark Levin.
You're listening to Mark Levin on KCMO Talk Radio 95.7
I'll
FM.
begin
It's
the
what people are
delivery.
talking about.
Did you hear about this?
Vanderpump drama hit.
Oh, Lord.
It's what people are listening to.
So exciting, so much fun.
Do they have beef?
Keep watching.
It's the Cumulus
Okay,
Podcast
here we go.
Network. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Guy Benson, 2 to 5 p.m.
I'm not here suggesting that everything's hunky-dory and the public loves Trump and there's no sign of any trouble on the horizon. That isn't true. I don't like to tell Trump fans in the audience exactly what you want to hear. There are some concerns that I have and that the public has. But overall, this idea that Trump has become like instantly unpopular and he's in really rough shape and the Republicans are now getting brutalized and bruised, it just isn't reflected in the data.
KCMO Talk Radio.
Dylan and Raymore, what's up, Dylan? How are you, man?
Please
Rerouting.
keep on conservatives to show up the spring elections, because that's where we're losing that culture fight, is in our local elections, in our local communities. We're losing it in the school boards, we're losing it in the city councils, we're losing it in the people that are running the local government because we're not showing up. What's going on in Washington is not going to fix what's going on here in our local community.
If it's happening in KCMO, it's on KCMO.
Bravo TV star Lala Kent is nothing back on the Give Them Lala podcast.
It's very alive. You're welcome. Here is my interview with Vicky Gunvalson. Who did the biggest number on you?
I'm not friends with Tamara anymore, which is fine.
Do you feel like you guys can repair?
No.
Stick to what you know.
Iconic.
Absolutely fantastic. It is like the Super Bowl every episode.
Give Them Lala.
Unhinged, but also amazing TV.
Get ready.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Ever wonder why your business doesn't show up on online search maps, but your competitors do? It's hundreds of things. Things that Cumulus Boost can identify and fix. And that's how we boost your findability. CumulusBoost.com. CUMULUS Boost.com.
95.7 FM.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey is coming to Kansas City with Dr. John Deloney for his Money and Marriage Tour on May 9th. And you could win a meet and greet with Dave and John and tickets to the show. Listen to Mundo in the Morning at 7:45 and Kevin Keatsman at 10:45 for your chance to win tickets for Dave Ramsey and Dr. John Deloney on Friday, May 9th at the Kansas City Music Hall. Because if it's happening in KCMO, it's on KCMO 95.7 FM.
You know, Americans love using their credit cards, one of the most secure and hassle-free ways to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com, guardyourcard.com, paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, huh?
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Here so far? That's more
Okay,
about Mark Levin
let's find
by
a new
going to
route.
his website. It's marklevinshow.com.
Hey, it's Guy Benson, and you can hear my show weekdays at 2 o'clock on 95.7 FM KCMO.
All right. Only two things in life are certain. Death and taxes. Well, now there's a third. If you're one of the big wireless providers, if you're one of them, may I ask you why? You get great service? Think you're overpaying? You could be saving a fortune every month by switching to our friends at Pure Talk. It was founded by a veteran. It's a small company. And it was founded to compete against the big three, Manuel and Jack. That's right, Pure Talk is my sponsor and my cell phone company. They've been for many years now. They're cutting the fat from the wireless industry. Their own Doge, if you will. For just $25 a month. Listen to this, please. You can get unlimited talk, text, 5 gigs of data, America's most dependable 5G network. And listen to this, the average family of 4 saves over $1,000 a year when they switch to Pure Talk.
We're going to rest right there on the corner.
With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch hassle-free.
Drive safe.
As little as 10 minutes. You can even keep your phone and your number. So do this. Dial pound 250, pound 250, say the keyword Mark Levin to make the switch. And you'll save an additional 50% of your first month. Again, dial pound 250, say Mark Levin to start saving. Pure Talk Wireless by Americans for Americans. So I was flying back to Florida. I've been broadcasting there for 2 weeks. Trying to get some warmth and heat. Do what I need to do. And guess who was on the plane with me, Mr. Producer? Brett Baer. Brett Baer's a good guy. I like Brett Baer. He's a real newsman. I think when you look at Martha McCallum and Brett Baer, there's another Smith. What's Smith's first name? Sandra Smith. John. Who's she on with? John, what is his last name? Okay, we're all blanking out because we're tired. Anyway, John Roberts.
There's a mailbox here for
these are really
parking.
Good. And there's others too. In fact, there's many others. So this is it's really a great news network, and you know there is a distinction between the news people and the opinion people. That's the way it's supposed to be. You won't find that on MSLSD or the Constipated Newswork. You just won't. In fact, you won't find it on any of the big networks. People who give their opinion on Fox, they don't claim to be journalists or reporters or news people. In fact, like me, you probably cringe at the idea. Not to be offensive, I can't think of a more boring job in the world if you do it right. If you don't do it right, you're just a hack. But if you do it right, I can't think of a more boring job in the world. Well, there are, but you know what I mean. At least from my perspective. We've got a lot more, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to move on from this. Just know that we keep pushing the agenda here with the text. I think it's starting to die out, and I think in part because really behind this microphone, and thanks to you, we've been pushing back very, very hard.
Get ready to turn
I still
right.
want to interview this Jeffrey Goldberg, and I have a lot of questions for him. And it is amazing, isn't it? The so-called press doesn't interview even one of their own guys and have them walk through it and talk about how long he was listening and everything. But I have a lot more questions that I would ask this guy. We'll be right back.
When your business information is missing or inconsistent across the internet, search engines won't find you, and customers won't either. Help ensure customers see you and not your competitors. Boost your findability. CumulusBoost.com. CUMULUS Boost.com.
Bill O'Reilly's No Spin News, 8 to 9 p.m.
Joining us now from New Jersey is Stephen A. Smith.
And there's just no question that the Democratic Party is in dire straits right now. And so when you hear me pointing out some of the things that I pointed out, I'm not one of those guys, Bill, who believes that because you think differently than me, you're a racist. You're anti-black.
No, you
you're
don't play that yet. I've never heard you play that card.
I don't play that game.
Bill O'Reilly is now on every weeknight at 8 on KCMO.
Bravo
Keep
TV
left,
star Lala
and then
Kent
turn
holds
left.
nothing back on the Give Them Lala podcast.
It's very a lot. You want the headline?
Turn
Here
left.
is my interview with Vicky Gunvalson. Who did the biggest number on you?
I'm not friends with Tamara anymore, which is fine.
Do you feel like you guys can repair?
No.
Stick to what you know.
Iconic.
Absolutely fantastic. It is like the Super Bowl every episode.
Give Them Lala.
Unhinged, but also amazing TV.
Get ready.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Guy Benson, 2 to 5 p.m.
I'm not here suggesting that everything's hunky-dory and the public loves Trump and there's no sign of any trouble on the horizon. That isn't true. I don't like to tell Trump fans in the audience exactly what you want to hear. There are some concerns that I have, that the public has. But overall, this idea that Trump has become like instantly unpopular and he's in really rough shape and the Republicans are now getting brutalized and bruised, it just isn't reflected in the data.
KCMO 95.7 FM.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey is coming to Kansas City with Dr. John Deloney for his Money and Marriage Tour on May 9th. And you can win a meet and greet with Dave and John and tickets to the show. Listen to Mundo in the Morning at 7:45 and Kevin Keatsman at 10:45 for your chance to win tickets for Dave Ramsey and Dr. John Deloney on Friday, May 9th at the Kansas City Music Hall. Because if it's happening in KCMO, it's on KCMO 95.7 FM.
The Kansas City.
KCMO Talk Radio. Now on FM at 95.7. KCMO Kansas City. KCHZ Ottawa. KCFX HD2 Harrisonville. A Cumulus media station.
He calls it Liberation Day. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. President Trump in the Oval Office this afternoon talking about the next round of tariffs set to go into effect Wednesday.
And I think it's going to be something that's going to
straight
bring
on.
a lot of wealth back to our country, tremendous wealth back to our country, actually.
The president claimed the U.S. helps everybody. They don't help us. There will be a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum imports, as well as goods from Canada and Mexico. There will also be a 25% tariff on products from China. Two Michigan-based business groups are urging the president to halt plans to impose the tariffs, saying it will lead to dramatic price hikes, supply chain disruptions, and pain in the state where auto production is central. The president signing an executive order directing the Federal Trade Commission and the Justice Department to crack down on ticket resellers. Singer Kid Rock in the Oval Office saying this issue is not political and impacts anyone who's trying to buy a concert ticket.
You know, they come in to get all the good tickets to your favorite shows you want to go to, and
Turn
then they're
right.
relisted immediately for sometimes a 400% or 500% markup.
The Box Act has been on the books for 8 years, but the administration says it's only been enforced once. In a blow to the Trump administration, a federal judge has paused plans to end temporary legal protections for hundreds of thousands of Venezuelan migrants, as Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem stands by the decision to send migrants rounded up in the U.S. to a maximum security prison in El Salvador. She tells Fox's Brett Baer.
I'm very confident in the fact that those individuals that are there should be there.
and that by belonging to these organizations, they were choosing to be on the side that wanted to destroy the United States of America.
The San Francisco-based federal judge says the action by Nome threatens to inflict irreparable harm on hundreds of thousands of Americans whose lives would be severely disrupted. America is listening to Fox News.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Ugh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Keep right.
Hey,
and then
you're moving better
right.
than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration.
Right.
This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
I'm ready. Let me just grab my bag. Sweatpants, huh? Didn't know we were keeping it casual this month. Yeah, I feel bloated every now and then.
You have to try new Align 3-in-1 Biotic Gummies. They have prebiotics to nourish good bacteria, probiotics to help relieve occasional bloating, and postbiotics for immune support.
All that in one gummy?
Yep. So no sweatpants next time?
Not anymore.
Align 3-in-1 Biotic Gummies for gut health support. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose.
Running a business? You know that slow phone systems and missed messages cost you opportunities. OpenPhone is the #1 business phone system that streamlines communication, helps teams collaborate seamlessly, and respond to customers faster. Join over 50,000 businesses already using OpenPhone and get 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/radio. They'll even port your existing numbers from another service for free. openphone.com/radio for 20% off. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com.
Oh, it's my truck
They'll even
torque.
let you try it risk-free, so you have
The truck has
tools.
torque.
But whatever you do, don't let
I
it get
cannot let
worse.
it drive
You don't have to live
automatically?
with this
What the hell is this?
Go check it out now. Just click
Something
over
wrong
to
with the truck now.
crystalflesh.com.
It keeps leaning
Now
to the
Taxes
left.
is using Credit Karma, where TurboTax Expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get your refund, so you can do more with it right in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts will be available with TurboTax Live.
The Vince Show, weekdays from 11 to 2.
A Vince Show
exclusive
and then
with the Vice
exit
President
right.
of the United States, J.D. Vance. What is your relationship like with President Trump? And what has he entrusted you?
Exit
Well, yeah,
right.
one of the funny things about our system, right, is the vice president doesn't have any formal power. So I see my role fundamentally as trying to help the president do whatever he needs to do. Traditionally, vice presidents will be a little siloed.
Keep
They'll
right,
pick sort of one or two
and then
things and
turn
just focus
left.
on that. I feel like the president has empowered me to be involved in everything.
KCMO.
Inside the biggest stories in music, it's Rolling Stone Music Now.
Rolling Stone recently ran a great cover story on Chapel Road.
Turn right.
And of course, when she did eventually find her voice, it was just a little too late.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Guy Benson, 2 to 5 p.m.
I'm not here suggesting that everything's hunky-dory and the public loves Trump and there's no sign of any trouble on the horizon. That isn't true. I don't like to tell Trump fans in the audience exactly what you want to hear. There are some concerns that I have, that the public has. But overall, this idea that Trump has become instantly unpopular and he's in really rough shape and the Republicans are now getting brutalized and bruised, it just isn't reflected in the data.
KCMO.
He's here. Now, broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
This is where it is.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. There are other elections too, but two big ones tomorrow. One is the Florida 6th with Randy Fine, who will be on the program again in about 10 minutes. I want to make sure we help push that over the finish line with you. And in Wisconsin, that Supreme Court race is absolutely crucial in protecting two existing Republican seats. Plus, she's a nut. She's going to undo everything Scott Walker did. Scott Walker was on this program. He explained it. Senator Johnson, Ron Johnson was on this program. He explained it. I've explained it. So if you live in Wisconsin, and we're all over the state of Wisconsin on this program, if you live in Wisconsin, you need to vote tomorrow. You need to vote like it's a presidential election, and same with the 6th district in Florida. My buddy Mike Waltz's old seat with this gentleman Randy Fine, who will be on in a few minutes. These are national elections. These aren't local elections. They affect the entire impact of the country.
Yeah, I don't think I can make it there, but I can actually back up there.
And I think it's very important. Let me pull it up. Give me a second here. At least the printer's working here, Mr. Producer.
Probably has some more space on the other side, right? Can we see?
By the way,
no, it doesn't. Oh, wow.
Virginia, Northern Virginia. This storm is big.
Okay, so we're gonna back up here.
In the west, the middle west, it's coming up the south. I can tell you, in Florida, 2 nights ago, it was a massive storm with big winds. And I'm looking here, and I look quickly. Thursday, Nashville's going to get slammed. Other parts of that area are going to get slammed. I mention that because I have family there. Got to be very, very careful, because these are serious storms. And you know, when I drive in these storms, I try not to. Try to get to your house, try to get to where you can. One of the things I worry about the most are these tree limbs falling out. Because if you live in an area where there's a lot of trees, there's a lot of tree limbs, so that's problematic. I want to salute Senator Grassley here, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Grassley. They have put out a bill already, legislation. There's going to be a very important hearing in the House Judiciary Committee with our buddy Chairman Jim Jordan, who was talking about it on this program and on my Fox show the other night.
Yeah, it would be easier to back up from the other
This
side.
is a release from Grassley's committee. Senate Judiciary Committee
You
Chairman
might be
Chuck
able to
Grassley
do it
today
here. I don't
introduced
think
the
so.
Judicial Relief Clarification
Especially
Act
not in this short
2025,
short
which will limit federal
attempt.
court orders to parties directly before the court, ending the practice of universal injunctions and clarifying the constitutional role of the judicial branch.
Yeah, there's no way.
If they don't somehow figure out a way to put this onto a budget reconciliation bill, I don't know how they're going to get through the Senate with the filibuster. I'm just bringing that up. So they need to be not only substantively right on, they need to be procedurally very sharp and fair on what they're doing. For a number of years, says Grassley, but particularly in the last few months, we've recently seen sweeping orders for individual district judges that dictate national policy, so you know. Now, who's on the bill? Who are the sponsors, the co-sponsors? John Barrasso, Wyoming. Marsha Blackburn, Tennessee. Katie Britt, Alabama. Ted Budd, North Carolina. Bill Cassidy, Louisiana. John Cornyn, Texas. Kevin Kramer, North Dakota. Ted Cruz, Texas. Steve Gaines, Montana. I met him once, really good.
Okay, we got one.
You know,
I was tight. I was gonna go around to get it back up.
Not all people, some people. But the guy's been very loyal to President Trump. How can you dispute that, Mr. Producer? Very loyal to President Trump. So
we have to do some repair, right? We're not going back to import, are we?
We'll see how it goes, but
Marysville, let's check it out.
I don't have animus toward this guy. I really don't. That some other people seem to. He'll drive you nuts. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes he'll be on 17 sides of a two-side issue.
Going
But I
quick
have found
travel.
when push really comes to shove, whether it's the border, whether it's the military, that sort of thing, he does the right thing.
$10.
That's certainly my perspective. Bill Haggerty, Tennessee, doing a excuse me, doing a great job. Jim Justice,
Confusing,
West
let me
Virginia.
repair.
John Kennedy. I love this guy, John Kennedy. I just wish he'd come on the show every now and then. Mike Lee, who thinks we should pull out of NATO because Turkey's run by a despot. I don't know what happened to Mike Lee. Smart guy, but not on that. Cynthia Loomis, Wyoming. Roger Marshall. Ashley Moody, Florida. Bernie Moreno, our buddy. Eric Schmidt, our buddy.
I would
Tom
have the
Tillis,
same, so
Tommy Tuberville,
that would
and
cost
others too. This needs to be done.
7,000. Yeah.
Notice there's not a single Democrat on there. Because the Democrats like judicial
Change
tyranny.
tire, so I don't know which one it
Because
is.
the Democrats
So we could just
like
run it
tyranny,
like that.
period. Can I put this without getting in trouble with Simon and Schuster, who I love?
Or
Some
check
people think they've done nothing
recommendation
but
0.
supportive of me. You've never taken a single word or sentence or paragraph out of anything I've ever written.
Change paint
They just give me
job.
complete latitude, and the people over there are extremely
Horizon?
professional. So maybe
I thought we
people
had
have other
between the
experiences or
lines.
other complaints. I'm just saying, with me, you've been outstanding. Now that said, I mean, I've done 10 books with them, or 9 books.
I didn't want a
This new
Horizon.
book I'm writing, I'm incredibly excited about. It'll be the most concise book I've ever written. I'm not going to give you the title right now because I really don't want to get slapped down. And here's what they worry about. People changing the titles of books that are about to come out, people doing this, people doing that. And so we just want to keep it clean here. We want to keep it so it's, it's proper. So I'm very excited. I'm not done writing it. I'm almost done writing, but I'm not done writing.
I'll sleep here.
And I only bring it up in the context of things we're starting to talk about because
All
it
these
brings to mind a number of
cars.
things. I've done a lot of research on this book, but you know what I've done mostly on this book, Mr. Producer?
Nielsen Rolls
My own
Company,
thinking.
X-Tech.
Now, I do my own thinking on every book. But this book will have
Check
some
on this
endnotes,
car.
some footnotes, but fewer than usual. Fewer than usual, because the vast majority of what you're going to read here comes out of sort of a unique perspective that I wanted to put in the book. So, we already have a publication date. I'm not going to go into all that right now, because it's a while off, but I mean, I'm chomping at the bit to tell you. I really am. Article 3, Section 2 of the Constitution limits courts in
Let's do
deciding
this.
cases or controversies. And of course, the biggest problem is they don't care. They know all this. They know everything we say. And that's why what they're doing is utterly and completely diabolical.
Finding a new recomputing.
Leslie Stahl stalled out a long time ago. She was on 60 Minutes
Turn
last
right.
night. She is a reprobate. She is a hanger-on. She's a hemorrhoid. We call them hemorrhoids.
Get ready to turn
Here
right.
she is, cut 9, go.
12 days ago, Israeli
Turn
Prime
right.
Minister Netanyahu resumed the bombing of Gaza, breaking a fragile ceasefire that was exceedingly popular with Israelis.
So stop right there. Now, folks,
Get ready to turn right.
Netanyahu was negotiating. This guy
Turn
Woodcock,
right.
President's support. Egyptians were involved. Other people were involved. They tried. They couldn't get it.
You have arrived at your destination.
Listen to
Your
how
rap
horrendous.
guidance is now finished.
This buffoon, this fool, Leslie Stahl. I mean, I deal with this guy, Roger Marshall. We talk about now we have this woman. It's just sick. 12 days ago, Israeli Prime
Frank,
Minister
let's see.
Netanyahu resumed the bombing of Gaza, breaking a fragile ceasefire that was exceedingly popular with Israel.
185.
It's just incredible to me that this clown should have been put out to pasture a long time ago.
Back to Kansas City, though it's a nice
Says things like this,
little trip.
just off. But she's
Pittsburgh,
illustrative of the radical left media in
Kansas.
America, and by the way, in Israel,
Moving container.
illustrative of it. This is how they talk. This is how they think.
So I have a pickup.
We could only get Netanyahu out of the way, and then what?
Oh, 814. This is like
Terrorism has happened, a
151
lot
per. This is the lowest job
You
ever,
had these leftist
isn't it?
minority parties
Price
huddled
per
together with other
distance.
minority
Yeah, it
parties
is.
with their prime ministers. It's not like they sit around, the terrorists, and say, "Oh, who's the prime minister?" It's just horrendous. Leslie Marshall, grotesque. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
Hey, it's Vince Gallane's Catch My New Show at 11 o'clock after Kevin
Drive safe.
Keatsman on 90.
KCMO Talk Radio.
Dylan in Raymore. What's up, Dylan? How are you, man?
Please, please, please keep on conservatives to show up to spring elections, because that's where we're losing that culture fight, is in our local elections, in our local communities. We're losing it in the school boards. We're losing it in the city councils. We're losing it in the people that are running the local government, because we're not showing up. What's going on in Washington is not going to fix what's going on here in our local community.
If it's happening in KCMO, it's on KCMO.
Welcome to Langara College, known as Snoweachlala in the language of the Musqueam First Nation. We're Canada's premier pathways college, offering the widest selection of university transferable courses in the province of BC. There's always more than one way to reach your goals, and we're eager to help you explore them all. Because it's your education, your opportunity, and your future. Because it's Langara.
Tired of the hassles and delays in managing your medical records? See how Pocket Health has transformed the experience for people like Maggie.
I would never go back, never, to having to call in advance or order up x-rays or MRI scans. You're in control of things. You're sending the records to who you want to send them to, when you want to.
Join Maggie and over 1.5 million other people who have taken control of their health with Pocket Health. Visit PocketHealth.com for faster, easier access to your records.
KCMO Talk Radio, now on FM at 95.7.
It's so corrupt up there now that we need to clean the place out.
Kansas City's place to talk.
This has totally got me living.
KCMO, now on FM at 95.7. KCMO, now on FM at 95.7.
1 out of every 8 Americans lives right here. This has been a real struggle, and we've got to do more.
Kansas City's place to talk. KCMO, 95.7 FM and 710 AM.
Vince Colonnese is redefining news talk with The Vince Show.
This is unheard of in media. Dan Bongino's becoming deputy director of the FBI. I'm taking over on the Dan Bongino Show, which will now be The Vince, just an advanced preview. It's going to be exhilarating. It is a reflection of your response to this program, that we get to take this thing to the next level. These gigantic shows right out the gate. This is going to be so much fun. It's unbelievable.
The Vince Show and Vince Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
KCMO Talk Radio.
We launched the Will Kane Show. It airs at 9 p.m. here on KCMO Talk Radio every single weeknight. Suddenly, he's now the 4 p.m. Eastern Time host, of course, on Fox News Channel. Will, congratulations. Thanks for joining us in Kansas City. And how's the show going so far?
Thank you so much, man. I couldn't be more grateful and surprised that this has happened at this point in my career. And I'm thrilled that I get to do this show from the middle of America. I hope representing voices like those in Kansas City.
Oh yeah, it's three tables. What's the green cable?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. That was made right here in America by the good folks at Allegiance Flag Supply. That's the first thought that crosses my mind when I see that beautiful hand-sewed American flag flying on the outside of my home. Friends, there's no better way to show your love of country, love for our troops, love of freedom than flying your American flag. But don't get a cheap, flimsy flag, one that's made overseas. Get an Allegiance flag. It tells a story. It was handcrafted in Charleston, South Carolina. All the components, from the flagpole to the spinners and the mounts, were sourced right here in the United States. An Allegiance flag shows support for your country and support for the hard-working men and women who make this country great. I encourage you to visit showallegiance.com. Experience the difference of a real American-made flag. Again, go to showallegiance.com. You'll save $35 off your complete flag set. That's showallegiance.com for American flags made the American way.
Radio's cleanup hitter. Believe what I say or I'll hurt you.
A blue service line for the trailer brake. Yes.
It's
a
Mark
red
Levin,
supply line
now
for
on
trailers,
FM
air
at
tank, and green
95.7.
ABS
Set a
line,
preset
all
on
connected
your
to
radio.
glad hands. Well, so this is a glad hand. I see.
All right,
The
we're
glad
here
hand
with
is the
our friend
connection
Randy
part.
Fine, running for the House in Florida's 6th Congressional District. Randy,
Let's
how's it
see.
looking today?
It's looking good. We have about we're at 47% Republicans to 38% Democrats, but we still have 83% of Republicans who still haven't voted. So we need them to go and vote tomorrow.
And remind the people in this district, your district, why this is so important.
Well, it's important because we have a razor-thin margin in the Florida House. And my opponent's very clear. He got endorsed by Bernie Sanders on Friday. And he's, that's why people from all over
Number 73, Monday, March 31st, 2025, 5:57 p.m. New York time. Coupling. Step 2 airlines, electrical line, and landing gear.
In defunding the police, he wants to disarm the police. He is a proud socialist. He doesn't lie. He made a big deal about getting Bernie Sanders' endorsement on Friday. He is frankly conservative for the squad. He wants to end our relationship with Israel, recognize Palestine. I mean, all of these crazy liberal ideas. He wants to let kids have their body parts cut off and make taxpayers pay for it. All the things we fought against in November, this guy is against all of them. And that's why we got to beat him tomorrow. People got to go and vote. If they don't know where to vote, then go to my website, voterandyfine.com. They can find their precinct, and they got to be there at 7 o'clock or, lunchtime in order to get
Check what's the truck.
Let's post that again, Rich, so people know where to go. He's a Marxist Islamist. That's what he is. He's on the wrong side of the war. He's also a radical kook.
Nice
Bernie
big
Sanders
truck.
is more than a socialist. He is what
Looks
he
like
is.
a Ford truck, which is...
And of course, these people are absolutely nuts. Now, the idea that in Florida's 6th congressional district, it shouldn't even be close, America, and particularly the people in this district. The only reason it'll be close is because you don't come out and vote. So it's not just a matter of winning now, even though that's on the line. Let's be honest, it's on the line. We need to crush this guy. We need to crush all the speculation out there about, oh, look at this, the Republicans are having a problem. They poured in a fortune from all over the country. They've made it a national race. Randy Fine was running like a candidate for Congress, and all of a sudden it's, wait a minute, I'm running against the whole damn Democrats in the entire country, right, Randy?
That's absolutely right. And by the way, we've outraised the guy in the congressional district. We've outraised him in Florida. His money's coming from all over the country, frankly, if not all over the world, through Act Blue, because, he's an Islamist. And so we don't even know where he gets all this money. But yeah, it is a national race.
Get ready.
It's going to say a lot about President Trump's agenda. And we need to win, and we need to win big, which is why Republicans and conservatives need to get out and vote tomorrow.
And remind everybody some of the towns in your district.
The district starts in Daytona Beach, goes all the way up to the outskirts.
I hit the car? Oh my God.
All the way over to the outskirts of
What the hell? This is the Ford Gear and I bumped the thing? They give me no fines?
Lake, St. John's, Putnam, and Marion counties. If you live in Florida, you know what that means.
It sounds like a damn big district.
It's bigger than the state of Connecticut.
Go straight on.
Everything is, no offense. All right. Well, good luck to you, folks. This is it. Tomorrow's the day. Don't sit back. Oh, it'll be taken care of. No, it's not going to be taken care of. You have got to do this.
Of course,
so
sure.
I want to put out a Levin surge. I want to help get Randy elected. All you Levinites, patriots in that district. Levin surge. Tomorrow's the day. Get up early. Go get a donut, a cup of coffee, and go vote. We wish you all the best.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. It's an honor to be on your show.
All right, brother. Take care of yourself. Come on now. We can pull that through. We can pull that through. It's not the end of the world. We can do this. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. You have Leslie Stahl, Leslie Coleslaw, whatever her name is, right out of the box lying about what took place with Benjamin Netanyahu and Hamas. Lying right out of the box. It's disgusting. So let's play that again, and then I want you to keep an eye on the next clip, Mr. Goose. Let's go with cut 9. Go ahead.
12 days ago, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu resumed the bombing of Gaza, breaking a fragile ceasefire.
That thing kept pulling on the left.
24 hostages.
Now that's enough. I can't take it. I can't take it.
That still does. Okay.
Over at Blaze Media,
I changed the torque on the truck.
Over at Blaze Media, millions of non-citizens.
Self-driving anymore. It was self-driving better.
The Democrats are attacking people who've uncovered it. Millions of non-citizens receive Social Security numbers, and some even voted. Candace Hathaway at Blaze Media. During a Sunday evening town hall in Wisconsin, Elon Musk revealed that more than 4.8 million non-citizens.
Son of a bitch, he cut me off. You could have prevented that accident there, buddy.
You know, I hear people say, as I've said
charged me
years ago,
$400?
that the whole point of this immigration thing is to bring in more Democrats. And they were not saying that. They were too scared. I wrote a piece about this 25 years ago, nationally. The Wall Street Journal editorial page called me a restrictionist. My response was, correct. That's what immigration law is about. I'm a restrictionist. Well, they were promoting an amendment, a 5-word amendment saying, thou shalt have illegal immigration. No, thou shalt have open borders, which is worse than illegal immigration because it includes illegal immigration and much more. And then in my book, Liberty and Tyranny.
I went to Pittsburgh, right?
Which is what, 15,
Caution,
16 years
please
old
mind
now,
the
when you
speed.
read it. An entire chapter dealing with this. Then in subsequent books dealing with this. Then on radio dealing with it day in and day out. Using this platform like nobody's ever used it before. Using this platform to stop a vote on this phony immigration reform that George W. Bush was suggesting. This platform, we started it 2.5 decades ago. We've kept it up. We've talked about it now, how they want to reshape the electorate. That's what we keep saying because the New York Times
Seems it drives a little bit easier with the torque.
That's exactly what's done here. When we come back
you have
after
to
the
adjust
break,
it more, but somehow it holds the road better.
4.8 million non-citizens have been given Social Security numbers just since fiscal year 2021. The Biden
I didn't know I
regime.
could have gotten a Social Security number.
I want to get into this with you because it's very
Social Security
important.
number,
Because they're destroying Social Security. Your tax money is being given to people who don't deserve it. They're doing this to try and create more and more citizens. I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm George, an economics major at Hillsdale College. Here's Hillsdale President Dr. Larry Arnn with the Constitution Minute.
The Declaration of Independence is more than a bold letter to a British king written by upstart colonists, although it very much is that. The Declaration explains the promise of America, that all men and women are born equal in the possession of natural rights, and that the proper exercise of these rights can lead to a full and deeply satisfying life. Just as the Declaration explains America's promise, the Constitution upholds that promise. Its purpose is to protect the rights of all of us, our natural rights. This establishes the possibility, not the guarantee, that we can have a good life. This is true for you.
To learn more and get a free pocket Constitution, visit constitutionminute.com.
This Constitution Minute was furnished by Hillsdale College.
The Vince Show. Weekdays from 11 to 2.
A Vince Show exclusive with the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance.
What is your relationship like with President
Go
Trump?
straight on.
What has he entrusted you with?
Well, yeah, one of the funny things about our system, right, is the vice president doesn't have any formal power. So I see my role fundamentally as trying to help the president do whatever he needs to do. Traditionally, vice presidents will be a little siloed. You know, they'll pick sort of 1 or 2 things and just focus on that. I feel like the president has empowered me to be involved in everything.
KCMO.
Turn left.
Fox News, I'm Tom Regani. President Trump has been talking about running for a 3rd term, even though the Constitution prohibits it. The president was asked about it in the Oval Office today.
People are asking me to run, and there's a whole story about running for a 3rd term. I don't know. I never looked into it. They do say there's a way you can do it, but I don't know about that.
The 22nd Amendment to the Constitution only allows a president to serve 2 terms. Republicans are pushing a bill that would limit federal judges' injunctions against the Trump administration.
Republicans are focused on Judge James Boasberg. He ruled against the administration on deporting members of a Venezuelan gang. The GOP says that's wrong. Democrats are vocal about Republicans trying to curb the power of judges. They say congressional interference will cause a chilling effect in the courts.
That's Fox's Chad Pergram. America's listening to Fox News.
here, ma'am. How can we help?
Gee, same old, same old.
Wait, we're right here, ma'am. Our restaurant's just a few blocks from you. Why is she not seeing us?
Back to the usual, I guess.
Ma'am, can you not see us?
Nope, they can't see you. Because you're buried deep in the list of local restaurants. You are invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost, get found, get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
KCMO Talk Radio, now on FM
So
at
1565.
95.7.
They're so corrupt up there now that we
Just
need to clean the
14,
place out.
Kansas City's place to talk.
This is totally
59, 58,
KCMO, now on
56.
FM at 95.7.
Welcome to Langara College.
1565.
Known as Snoeachlella in the language of the Musqueam First Nation. We are Canada's premier pathways college, offering the widest selection of university transferable courses in the province of BC. There's always more than one way to reach your goals, and we're eager to help you explore them all. Because it's your education, your opportunity, and your future. Because it's
some debris on the road. Turn right there after
The
this
Sean Ryan Show
corner.
presents Peak Points. Get timeless inspiration from the very best of the Sean Ryan Show.
September 11 happens. What is the first thing that went through your head? September 12th, I'm going back in the military. Talk about being recruited by the cartel. How you goes learning how to find and one of the most tragic events in American firefighter history. You know what comes after.
You have this beautiful life, you have these horrible experiences, yes, but you can do something with them for the greater good.
The Sean Ryan Show Peak Points. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
I just saw one of these for the first time the other day. A silent review on social media. They might be popping up in your feed as well. Influencers reviewing products without saying a single word. Instead, gesticulating wildly and making over-the-top facial expressions. Now, of course, nonverbal communication is nothing new. I mean, think of the ads you've seen your entire life in which an actor might present a product with a big smile on their face and recommend it with an enthusiastic thumbs up. Now, one speech-language pathologist we talked to said nonverbal communication is actually really how we convey emotions. Exaggerating these gestures and facial expressions is a way to add interest and excitement. She said this: we humans are hardwired to be drawn to people who are non-verbally expressive. It's a key to charisma. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
95.7 Group.
Mark Levin. He sounds like he's tall. On the Mark Levin Radio Show.
Hey, it's Vince Colonnese. Tune into my new show weekdays at 11 a.m. on KCMO Talk Radio.
Caution, please mind speed. Keep right.
Mark Levin,
and then
radio's
turn right.
principal patriot. Call in now at 877-381-3811.
I want to get into this Social Security issue with you folks. It's unbelievable. And it gets almost no attention. Almost no attention. Did you know that that other senior organization, you know which I mean, sports causes that don't reflect the values of you as patriots? That's right, that group that claims to represent seniors has embraced a radical left agenda. That's why I stand with AMAC, my group. Not legally, but the group I stand with. Association of Mature American Citizens. AMAC is the conservative wing. It's where we patriots go. They're focused on protecting the America we grew up loving. Fighting for fiscal responsibility and common sense. And listen to this, anyone can join the Association of Mature American Citizens regardless of age. Now why does that matter? Well, among other things, you get tremendous benefits and discounts.
Go straight on.
Tremendous benefits and discounts that far exceed your membership fee. So you don't have to be 50 or 60. They welcome every freedom-loving American who wants to make a difference. And right now, AMAC is offering a 5-year membership for $31. Normally it's $60. So that's about $6 a year. That's a 47% savings. But this special offer, I knew it was going to come to an end. It ends on April 30th. Please jump in and jump in with both feet. You can also give it as a gift. And it is the gift that keeps on giving. When you look at these discounts and benefits like you've never seen before. And they represent you on Capitol Hill. They provide special advice as needed to about Social Security, Medicare, and they have a fabulous magazine. Beautiful magazine with tremendous content. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but get those benefits and discounts, folks. You know, I spoke with them last week. Fantastic. Well, podcast. And so right now you can get a 5-year membership, $31. But that ends on April 30th. And your dues, they don't go to woke causes. They help AMAC stand up for your values, your community, and across this great country. So there's every reason to jump in. Again, you might say, well, I don't have the money. And I would tell you, when you look at the benefits and discounts, $31 over 5 years, I think you can dig it up in order to save yourself so much. So don't wait. Go to amac.us/Levin right now. amac.us/LEVIN.
Turn right.
amac.us/LEVIN and join the fight for America's future. What is this phrase, populism?
Wow, that's crazy wide turn there. Crazy wide turn.
You know the history of the
No,
political
no, 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 no,
populists?
no, 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 no.
I mean, look at your Constitution. Look at your Constitution.
I went too far. Well, you took me over.
Is it about majority rule?
So the
or
trailer has to
populism?
stay
No, it's a
there
representative
to
republic.
block that car.
If it's populism, that
Turn
means you're going to have plebiscites all the time. That would be the purest form of populism. And you'll lose 90% of the time. Look at your Declaration of Independence. It talks about unalienable rights. Does it talk about populism? No, those are unalienable rights. Those are rights that come from God. It doesn't matter what any other human being on the earth has to say, or a collection of them, or a majority of them. Populism. Does populism ensure liberty? Voting doesn't even ensure liberty. Quote-unquote democracy doesn't even ensure liberty.
It's all over now.
Liberty.
Golden Meadows.
I just wish people who know better and have big platforms would be a lot smarter about how they use words. Oh, it's populism. No, it's not populism. It's small R republicanism. Populism was the French Revolution with the off with their head gang. But can't the Marxists claim, at least in the initial phases of Marxism, they're populist too? Right? When they have their little revolutions? It's just a strange word to apply to eternal truths, natural law, natural rights, the right of the consent of the people. Well, that's popular. No. It's the right of the consent of the people. It's called representative government. Not a direct, we don't have any direct role. The only direct role we have is in electing House members, but that's it. That's not even really a direct role. And that's okay. Because you don't want mob rule. Mob rule leads to anarchy. Mob rule leads to tyranny. Mob rule is not about principles. It's not about rights. It's not about freedom. It's mob rule. Well, I hope people understand what I'm saying, Mr. Producer. This audience, they will. Let's get to Social Security. This is a big deal. It's a big story. I'm reading from the Blaze website, Blaze Media, Candace Hathaway. During a Sunday evening town hall in Wisconsin, Elon Musk revealed that more than 4.8 million non-citizens have been given Social Security numbers since fiscal year 2021. That's a problem in a lot of ways. That means they're getting Social Security, certainly have access to it. It also means that number is used for 1,000 different things. Getting loans, credit, so forth and so on. Musk explained that Antonio Gracias, the founder and CEO of Valor Equity Partners, has been assisting the federal government with reducing wage fraud and abuse within Social Security Administration. He noted the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, previously found 20 million deceased individuals marked alive in the agency's database. What a disaster. This is a scandal, and it's in every department, wherever you look. And I'm going to explain this in the new book too, Mr. Producer, okay? Doesn't that make sense? There's a whole ideological approach to this, to who these people are and why this is going on. I want us to talk about this. Gracious joined Musk on stage to share shocking chart showing a breakdown of the number of non-citizens who received Social Security numbers under the Biden administration. Ready for this, America? If you're on Social Security or almost on Social Security, you're paying into Social Security, this affects you. You better pay attention. How many non-citizens got Social Security numbers, cards? 270,000 plus in fiscal year 2021. 590,000 plus in 2022. 964,000 in 2023. 2,095,000 in 2024. You got that? And so far in 2025, 900,000. Well, that's Trump. Yeah, but Trump's trying to do something about it right now. When we saw these numbers, we were like, what is this? Gracia stated. This literally blew us away. And Musk called it mind-blowing. We went there to find fraud, and we found this by accident, he said. That's Gracias. This is not political. This is about America and the future of America. Of course he's right. He explained how the Biden regime made it possible for millions of non-citizens to obtain Social Security numbers. Here's what he said. When you come in the country, if you're illegal, there's a couple ways to come in. You can come in through a port of entry. You can tell them, that is the Border Patrol, that you're afraid that they'll give you asylum or give you an asylum case. Another way is to go to the border. You just walk up to a border officer and you tell them you want to come in. They have a couple of choices. They can charge you with a misdemeanor or felony under 1325, or they can make it an administrative offense like a parking ticket. Gracia stated that under Biden, officers at the border were ordered to issue administrative offenses which allowed foreign nationals to pour into the country and stay here for years on their court dates to review their immigration status. During that waiting period, some could apply for work authorization, which would prompt the Social Security Administration to send them Social Security numbers through the mail. No interview,
and I hit
no
parking
ID.
brake.
They were just sending them through the mail.
Let's
Elon
go and
Musk
check
had it.
out somewhere else.
People
here.
sometimes think that under Biden
Beet
administration,
harvester under
they were
Pittsburgh.
simply
Yeah, I
asleep
don't
at the
think
switch.
so.
They weren't sleeping at the switch.
67 is good
massive,
money, though.
large-scale program to import as many illegals as possible. Ultimately, they changed the entire voting map of the United States, and I'm glad people have caught up with me. I really am. It's a great thing, because it's true. And disenfranchise the American people and make it a permanent deep blue one-party state
69.
from which there would be no escape.
Back to Kansas City, so...
One-party state. We've talked about that over and over again. That's what's going on. Gracia said if I hadn't seen this myself, I'm not sure I would have believed it. Elon is right. This is true. The defaults in the system, from Social Security to all the benefit programs, have been set to max inclusion, max people for these people, and minimum collection. He stated that 1.3 million of the non-citizens who received Social Security numbers were also receiving Medicaid. The answer the Democrats have is the Republicans want to cut Medicaid. See what I mean? What was really, really disturbing, he said, and so we actually just took a sample look at voter registration records.
Quick
You know
travel.
what we found? We found people registered to vote.
We have some repair.
And who did vote, Musk remarked.
372.
Gracia stated that those individuals have been referred for prosecution.
That's the same
And
price.
this is what they do, and this is how they did it. Social Security. $50 to $100 billion in fraud and waste every single year. And then there's Medicaid they get on. And then there's voting. Look, I got my Social Security number. What do you want? This is horrendous. The Democrats know it. The Democrats did it. Really shocking, isn't it? I'll be right back.
Heartwood, let's see.
Ready to roll.
Levin. You're listening to Mark Levin on KCMO Talk Radio 95.7 FM. The Vince Show. Weekdays from 11 to 2.
A Vince Show exclusive with the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance.
What is your relationship like with President Trump, and what has he entrusted you with?
Well, yeah, it's one of the funny things about our system, right, is the vice president doesn't have any formal power. So I see my role fundamentally as trying to help the president do whatever he needs to do. Traditionally, vice presidents will be a little siloed. You know, they'll pick sort of one or two things and just focus on that. I feel like the president has empowered me to be involved in everything.
KCMO.
Reroute.
Welcome to Langara College. Known as Noe Hlala, In the language of the Musqueam
When
First
possible,
Nation,
make a U-turn.
we're Canada's premier pathways college, offering the widest selection of university transferable courses in the province of BC. There's always more than one way to reach your goals.
Make a
and we're
U-turn.
eager to help you explore them all. Because it's your education, your opportunity, and your future. Because it's Langara.
Turn left.
Award-winning series from Imperative Entertainment, In the Red Clay.
Before it's all said and done, more than 50 people will be dead at the hands of one man alone. The most notorious man you've never heard of.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
KCMO, now on FM at 95.7.
1 out of every 8 Americans lives right here. This has been a real struggle, and we've got to do more.
Kansas City's place to talk.
Get ready.
KCMO,
Turn right.
95.7 FM and 710 AM.
Turn right.
Are you ready to take control of your health? Pocket Health is the easiest way to access and better understand your medical imaging results. Get your results from more
Finally,
than 800 hospitals and clinics. Visit pockethealth.com to learn more.
KCMO Talk Radio, now on FM at 95.7.
It's so corrupt up there now that we need to clean the place out.
Kansas City's place to talk.
This has totally got me livid.
KCMO, now on FM at 95.7.
Searching HVAC near here.
Right here, ma'am. How can we help?
Wow, nobody local? Huh.
Wait, what?
House pre-found, let's get
company
this.
literally in your neighborhood. Why is she not seeing us?
Just all the big chains. Well, it is what it is.
What in the... Can you not see us?
Nope, they can't see you.
Okay,
Because
here
you're
we go.
buried deep in the list of local HVAC providers. You are invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost, get found, get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
I had the worst dream last night. We were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
It's awful, huh?
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Now, for radio sensation that's sweeping the nation.
As feisty as ever. Please welcome
Mark Levin.
Hey, it's Guy Benson, and you can hear my show weekdays at 2 o'clock on 95.7 FM, KCMO.
I got to know what you're doing me with your love. With your love. What you're doing me with your love. With your love. What you're doing.
Oh my God.
Ready to roll.
So the Democrats are out there talking about themselves because that's what they do best. Although they don't even do that well anymore. What do we stand for? What do we stand for? And I want to dig into that. Beyond the surface level stuff. I'm going to dig into this. Take a look. Who is the guy? Michael Bennett.
I do agree that the Democratic...
Oh, that's a separate trailer. I'm going to back up with
really
this thing.
problematic, and I think it is
Very, very hard.
with all respect to my colleague from California, is associated with New York and with California, is associated with the educated elites in this country and not anymore with working people in this country.
Let me tell you what's really going on because nobody seems to get it. I get it. And again, this will be addressed in a different book comes out. But I want to address it.
Oh, well, the rain is there.
Nonetheless, the Democrats know what they're doing. Remember the book, Democrat
Fire
Party?
hydrant.
The Democrat
For
Party
real.
knows what they stand for. They don't steal from capitalism. So they stand for socialism. They don't stand for secure borders, so they stand for an open one. They don't stand for a strong military, so they stand for a weak military. They don't stand for genuinely legitimate elections, so they stand for electoral fraud. They don't stand for women or girls. They have a real hate on for women and girls, which is why they don't believe in that women and girls should have their own athletic program. So we know what they stand for. They know what they stand for. So it's not a question
left.
of what do we stand for. It's not a question of the brain. The problem is the American people don't stand with them on these issues. So they're not going to change fundamentally. Even the base which controls the vote is not going to fundamentally change. They're disputing, fighting over, trying to figure out how to message. What kind of new lies they can come up with. What kind of new tales they can come up with. They know exactly what they are. We know exactly what they are. They're American marketers. They still talk about
Keep left,
class warfare,
and then
billionaires
turn
and
left.
millionaires versus the little guy. They still try that stuff,
Turn left.
but it's not working. Why isn't it working?
Yeah.
Because
I
that
avoided
stuff has an appeal to a point.
an accident, but we got a lot of problems.
But when it doesn't produce, it ceases to have an appeal. See, I don't think their situation is as dire as people think. I think Donald Trump is a truly unique candidate, a truly unique president, a truly unique person. Blue-collar billionaire, that's the phrase I use. But it really wasn't Trump who was the first to go after blue-collar workers. Our buddy Craig Shirley, the great historian, will tell you this too. It was Reagan. He won the blue-collar vote. He won the union vote. He won the endorsement of the Teamsters.
Get ready to turn right.
He broke the Democrat
Turn
Party
right.
coalition. Trump broke the Democrat Party coalition. One of the men who also was one of the earliest to do this was Rick Santorum out of Pennsylvania. Rick won 2 tough elections. Probably shouldn't have won either, but he did. He lost the third one thanks to George W. Bush and the architect. What they were doing with Medicare and Social Security. Pennsylvania's an older state. It's got a lot of seniors. And so he lost big off season. Not because of him, because Bush and Roe dragged him down. And they did that not only in Pennsylvania, but other places too. Not even populism. Populism doesn't say anything. And the other thing that Reagan and Trump did,
Keep left.
it gets lost in all the static. They want to use the Marxist propaganda, the rich against the poor, to oppress the versus the oppressor. That's what some of these populists do. Big pharma! Big pharma, big oil, big... It's not what they do, it's certainly not what they do.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's the ruling class. It's not an economic issue. Elon Musk is the wealthiest man on the face of the earth. They stand with the people, not with the ruling class. The ruling class are trying to destroy him. And he's not the only wealthy person they're trying to destroy. He's not the only wealthy person who stands with the people. So this was
It's the
never a
black
class
car and you're
war
trying to make my
any more than it's a
control
populist.
oscillate back and forth.
This is
Even
about
though it
we the people,
interferes with the
who retain
direction I
our
have to adjust.
See, here's the thing. You and I don't want to destroy our society. We want to keep it. You and I don't want to destroy our Declaration and our Constitution. We want to keep it. We want them to be vibrant. We want them to be enforced. Well, then you're not a populist. because populists have problems with the Constitution. They have problems with the barriers that are placed in the Constitution. You're just an American-loving citizen. You used to say it's about Americanism. And that is true. That's what it is. None of these other isms. It's Americanism. That's what it's about. You know, the biggest problem these ideologies have, particularly Marxism, Marx said that socialism is the last stage before Marxism. You know what? Let me hold that. The biggest problem Marxism, socialism, all these isms have is, and we'll fill in the blank. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Langara College. Known as Snoeach Lela in the language of the Musqueam First Nation, we're Canada's premier pathways college, offering the widest selection of university transferable courses in the province of BC.
Yep, we're arriving
There's
already.
always more than one way to reach your goals.
Isn't it long?
We're eager to help you explore them all.
How long was the
Because your
trip?
education, your opportunity, is your future. Because it's Langara.
Check.
Bill O'Reilly's No Spin News, 8 to 9 p.m.
Joining
us now from New Jersey is Stephen A. Smith.
And there's just no question that the Democratic Party is in dire straits right now. And so when you hear me pointing out some of the things that I've pointed out, I'm not one of those guys, Bill, who believes that because you think differently than me, you're a racist. You're anti-black.
No, you
you're
don't
anti.
play that. I've never heard.
I don't play that game.
Bill O'Reilly is now on every weeknight at 8 on KCMO. KCMO Talk Radio, now on FM at 95.7.
They're so corrupt up there now that we need to clean the place out.
Kansas City's place to talk.
This has totally got me livid.
KCMO, now on FM at 95.7. The Vince Show, weekdays from 11 to 2.
Now my honor
right,
to welcome
and then
to the
exit
program
right.
the 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you very much.
Dan is now working for you
Exit
as
right.
the Deputy Director of the FBI. What was that conversation like?
Well, we wanted him, and we thought he might do it, but he had to get somebody very, very good to take his place. That's very hard. Then I heard it was you, and I said, I think we're getting Dan. You know, that would be great. So we got 2 for 1, because you're doing great.
KCMO, KCMO Talk Radio.
Dylan and Raymore, what's up, Dylan? How are you, man?
Please, please, please keep on conservative to show us the spring election, because that's where we're losing that culture from, is in our local elections, in our local communities. We're losing it in the school boards, we're losing it in the city councils, we're losing it in the people that are running the local government, because we're not showing up. What's going on in Washington is not going to fix what's going on here in our local community.
If it's happening in KCMO, it's on KCMO.
Put it on
95.7 FM.
This is what we want. We're going to take control.
KCMO, Kansas City. KCHC, Ottawa. KCFX, HD2, Harrisonville. A Cumulus media station.
He says it will be a rebirth of the country. I'm Lisa Sarah, Fox News. President Trump set to impose wide-ranging tariffs this week.
He's calling it Liberation Day. President Trump says he has settled on a tariff plan being imposed Wednesday.
It's going to be something that's going to bring a lot of wealth back to our country, tremendous wealth back to our country, actually.
The president is promising reciprocal tariffs, charging the same duty on imports from countries that tariff American exports.
We are going to be very nice by comparison to what they were. The numbers will be lower than what they've been charging us.
Economists have cautioned tariffs threaten to raise prices for American consumers.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. A federal judge has paused plans by the Trump administration to end temporary legal protections for hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans. The move by a San Francisco-based judge impacted about 300,000 Venezuelans whose temporary protected status was set to expire next week. It's coming just days after Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem traveled to El Salvador Salvador, where the Trump administration has sent about 200 Venezuelans it claims are gang members. She tells Fox's Brett Baer.
To tour that and to look at that was giving the American people the transparency that they want out of their government.
Another 17 Venezuelans were transferred to that prison from Guantanamo Bay last night. Iran has told the UN Security Council that comments made by President Trump over the weekend, where he threatened bombing and secondary tariffs if Tehran did not come to an agreement with Washington over its nuclear program, as a flagrant violation of international law. That's according to Reuters. A court in New Mexico has blocked the release of any public records that show the bodies of Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, but other images and documents can be disclosed. Authorities have confirmed that Hackman, who was 95, died of heart disease with complications from Alzheimer's last month. His wife died of hantavirus. America's listening to Fox News.
Turn right.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it.
Welcome to Langara College.
Never mind. I'll find a new
In the
route.
language of the Musqueam First Nation. We're Canada's premier pathways college, offering the widest selection of university transferable courses in the province of BC. There's always more than one way to reach your goals, and we're eager to help you explore them all. Because it's your education, your opportunity, and your future. Because it's Langara.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflush.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflush.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflush.com.
The Sean Ryan Show presents Peak Points. Get timeless inspiration from the very best of The Sean Ryan Show.
September 11th happens. What is the first thing that went through your head? September 12th, I'm going back in the military.
Talk about being recruited by the cartel. How do you cope? Just learning how to find a new normal. One of the most tragic events in American firefighter history.
You know what comes after.
You have this beautiful life. You have these horrible experiences, yes, but you can do something with them for the greater good.
The Sean Ryan Show Peak Points. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Over the years, I've done a lot of reporting on kids and screen time. As a father of 3 teenage girls, I know how important it is to get this right. Now, most experts agree you should wait as long as you can to get your kid a phone. Ideally, until age 16. But aside from the maturity they need to navigate texting and social media and the web, any time spent on a device,
oh, I pressed the wrong button.
They should be
I had to
spending
press
with other people.
T
and
instead I pressed the
socially.
enter key.
So you need to set boundaries. When and where your
That
kids
was
can use
parked
their phones,
perfectly.
what they can use them for, and what type of content or activities are off limits. You also need to set a good example. When, where, and how you do and don't use your phone. And right off the bat, you need to prioritize having some tough conversations about this
Scrap metal is
topic,
cheap, but
including
still
bullying,
for 1,000,
abuse,
I mean,
and cries for help. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta,
far, though.
helping you live a better life.
TMO.
Oh my.
He's here. Now, broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of the
Space
hidden
content.
bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Drive safe.
Oh, I know you're all sitting on the edges of their chair, aren't they, Mr. Biz? I'll tell you. Welcome back. What's the biggest problem, Mark? Actually, several. A few, but what's the biggest? Other than it being absurd. Marxism talks about an end for human beings. That is, somehow
right
the state will wither away. This workers' paradise will reveal itself. He writes in the Communist Manifesto, but you need to read more than that. You don't have to read anything, I'm just telling you. That there'll be a period of despotism. Look at every single communist regime on the face of the earth. There is no period of despotism. It's all despotism. But it is an impossible ideology. And so you wind up murdering people, destroying any possibility of a social existence outside the state. So you destroy the churches, you destroy the mosques, you destroy the people. You have to monitor all communications. You have secret police. You have family members ratting out family members. There is no family structure per se, no nuclear family. But that's not what I'm talking about. That's bad enough. Communism and most of the isms, period, on the left too, these ideologues who are philosophers, they talk about what's going to happen in the end. Rousseau does, Hegel does, Marx does. And Marx is my focus because that's the one that's had the most influence in this country and worldwide. There is no end point. That's the problem for him. Man is always evolving. There's no end point, and suddenly everybody stops, Mr. Pitts. Ah, we've reached the workers' paradise. Now, how stupid is that? The state is going to wither away. Yeah, we'll tell that to the ruling class. And their ruling class has no intention of ever withering away.
Let's do
the
this.
whole thing is a sickening comedy that has resulted in the death of 100 million people to try and get them to follow something that is impossible, something that can never work, ever. And yet, why does it matter? Because who are the Democrats? Who are the Democrats? Wrote another book called American Marxism. They're the American Marxists. They have tailored Marxism to America.
Space Park.
So you get identity politics. Even this guy, this senator, Roger Marshall.
Space container to Gark. Okay.
Easy says everybody talks and thinks like a Marxist. Well, listen to this guy. If you point out that Qatar is a terrorist state funding terrorism, it's because you have an identity issue with these people. You have a problem with Muslims and particularly with Qataris. If you point out that they're funding terrorism and you have the specifics, you have the goods, thanks to investigations done by universities, by think tanks, who look at the money, and lots of it they can't even follow. That's how it's covered up. But you see my point? There is no end point to humanity. That suddenly everybody's eyes are open and their ears are open. You've reached a point of absolute symmetry and equity, as they like to say. Complete equitable balance. It can happen and it won't happen, and that's not how humanity
in Omaha?
works.
It's in Houston?
So this whole idea of historicism, really first it was Hegel, then it was Marx who took it and applied it to materialism. That is, that you have this inevitable conflict between the oppressed and the oppressors, inevitable conflict between the wealthy and the less wealthy, that is the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. This inevitable conflict, and it just, according to Hegel, you keep having this until it gets resolved. It's finally resolved. It's resolved in the perfect state. Not state of mind, state, government. The perfect state. Now, it helped that he was a philosopher for the government of Prussia, which was no democracy. The withering away of the state, you just don't need a state anymore because everybody is for everybody. Those who aren't have been eliminated. So this whole idea about individualities, that's got to go. The whole idea, these founders in America, what a bunch of fools. Looking at faith and God and natural, what that stupid is that? The reason why this is all important, certainly for the world, is the slaughter that's taking place in the name of this preposterous, absurd ideology. But because it informs many of the Democrat leadership, many in the media, and certainly their academia. It informs them. This is what they. This is the mindset. Everything is processed through, which is absurd. And so that's why I said to you, they know what they stand for. It's just a matter of how do they communicate these things. And be communicated. Christopher Murphy, Connecticut, is a particularly evil and stupid man. He was on Fox News Sunday. I guess he was on with Shannon Breen. This guy, just tell Shannon, he's available to everybody. He's not a good get. I mean, he's like scratching at the door of every news organization, just pointing it out. Cut 14, go.
I think we have become the status quo party. We're a pretty judgmental party filled with a dozen litmus tests. We don't let you in unless you agree with us on kind of everything from gender rights to reproductive rights to gun control to climate. We've got to be a party that invites people in.
The party that invites people in. Is that the Democrat Party?
Get ready
they want to be a
turn
party
left.
that deceives you and wants you to believe they're inviting people in. Look how they're treating Elon Musk and these people. Does that
Turn
sound
left.
like a party that wants to invite you in? Just a few months ago, they were calling you neo-Nazis. Does that sound like a party that wants to invite you? He's among them. Not necessarily with that phrase, but he's among them, the most
Keep
harsh
right,
of them all.
and then turn right.
It's just like when they always say, we need to work together, we need to
Turn
tone down the
right.
rhetoric, violence is too much. But that's what they do. They're not going to tone down anything. So they're putting out lies, propaganda. These are demagogues. That's what they do. That's what they do. So you heard him, and you heard Michael Bennett.
I jammed
Ridiculous.
the trailer. Okay, so I'm in. First of all, I'm in the wrong
Meanwhile,
lane.
the
I'm supposed to be on the
Republican
left
headquarters,
lane
I
here
forget what
on
state
the
it was in,
turn.
Mr. Producer, was burned.
Now we're going back to the right.
Firebound. We have all the violence going on against Elon Musk's people, against people who drive his cars, many of you, against dealerships, still going on. Still
One
going
second
on.
here.
What is it? New Mexico. So the Republican headquarters in New Mexico was firebombed. And this is, it's like something like this is happening every day or every other day, whether it's Elon Musk's company and the dealerships and the cars there, or if you happen to be a Jew in the wrong place at the wrong time, you're attacked by these people, almost all of whom identify as Democrats, quite frankly. See, that's the problem, Roger Marshall, right there. Forget it, you're a lost cause. I'm just being honest, folks. It's just my view of this guy. Be a senator, so what? I gave him the 2025 dumbest Republican in the Senate, didn't I, Mr. Deuce, my award? I think so. He deserved it. He earned it. Look how violent they are. They want to talk about January 6th. This stuff's happening every day. Every day.
Keep left.
And yet, the back of the hand for the rest of the meeting. The back of the hand. We'll be right back.
March Levin.
Hey, it's Vince Colonnese. Catch my new show at 11 o'clock after Kevin Keatsman on 90.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
It's not a surprise that engaged patients get better outcomes. At Pocket Health, we enable patients like you to get fast and easy access to medical imaging results from more than 800 hospitals and clinics. We also alert you about follow-ups in your report and generate personalized questions to ask your doctor. Access your records today by visiting pockethealth.com.
Welcome to Langara College, known as Snoeachlewa in the language of the Musqueam First Nation. We are Canada's premier pathways college, offering the widest selection of university transferable courses in the province of BC. There's always more than one way to reach your goals, and we're eager to help you explore them all. Because it's your education, your opportunity, and your future. Because it's Langara.
Searching HVAC near here.
Right here, ma'am. How can we help?
Wow, nobody local? Huh.
Wait, what? We are an HVAC company literally in your neighborhood. Why is she not seeing us?
Just all the big chains. Well, it is what it is.
What in the... Can you not see us?
Nope, they can't see you. Because you're buried deep in the list of local HVAC providers. You are invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost, get found.
Let's find a new route.
Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
Now on FM at 95.7.
1 out of every 8 Americans
I'm gonna back
right
up.
here. This has been a real struggle, and we've got to do more.
Kansas City's place to talk. KCMO 95.7 FM and 710 AM. KCMO Talk Radio.
We launched the Will Kane Show. It airs at 9 p.m. here on KCMO Talk Radio every single weeknight. Suddenly, he's now the 4 p.m. Eastern Time host, of course, on Fox News Channel. Will, congratulations. Thanks for joining us in Kansas City. And how's the show going so far?
Thank you so much, man. I couldn't be more grateful and surprised that this has happened at this point in my career. And I'm thrilled that I get to do this show from the middle of America. I hope representing voices like those in Kansas City.
KCMO.
Did you know that other organization supports LGBTQ rights? That's right. That other so-called senior advocacy group is pushing a radical left-wing agenda. They've been in bed with the left for years. That's why I stand with AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. It's the conservative alternative, and they're fighting to protect the America we grew up loving. Anyone can join AMAC regardless of your age. That's right. You don't have to be 50 or 60, but they want every freedom-loving American in the fight. And right now, AMAC is offering a 5-year membership for $31. Normally it's $60. That's a 47% off. But this offer ends on April 30th. And your $31 doesn't go to some woke nonsense. They help AMAC stand up for your values across this great country. Oh, and did I mention? You get fantastic benefits and discounts like nowhere else. Go to amac.us/Levin right now. amac.us/LEVIN. That's amac.us/Levin. Join the fight for America's future.
Mark Levin.
What good is it to be a genius if you can't even go out on a school night?
On the Mark Levin radio program.
It's Mark Levin, now on FM at 95.7. Set a preset on your radio.
Oh, yeah. Hey, folks. We kind of need to blow that next quarter. Joe Biden left a real stink bomb for President Trump. It's just the truth. And we'll probably see some more of this as we squeeze the economy so it comes out strong again. The Reagan administration. President Reagan came in with the massive tax cuts and so forth, and I believe that's something that Trump is pushing too. And probably wonderful. It's going to save the economy. I thought it was 2 years stimulus, and about 14 months the economy really tanked. It was very tough. But unfortunately, the economy has to fix itself because human beings screw around. The law of economics is no different than the law of physics in the sense that you can't change it. You either live with it, apply it properly, or you don't. And when you don't, you get inflation, you get depression, you get stagflation, you get monetary policy that reduces the value of the dollar. That's what you see. That's what Trump inherited. So, any experienced investors believe that no matter how good things work,
Finding a new route.
you got to diversify in good times and bad, and certainly when you're not sure. That's the key to keeping your money. It's the key to wealth. And then what do you do when you diversify? Well, you don't want to buy more paper and more certificates.
Okay,
Stocks do, right?
let's find a new
Gold,
route.
in my view. That's what I do. Gold has been on an incredible run. It's held its value through economic cycles. It continues to perform. While the stock market has its ups and downs, and it took a pretty good hit today, gold remains a rock-solid asset. Not just a hedge. It's an asset. It can help protect your wealth. That's key. If you're looking to help secure your financial future, now's the time to diversify and add gold, in my view. Don't wait till it's too late. There's nothing to wait for. So who do you contact? Call my friends at Advantage Gold. Why? Because I've dealt with many companies. They're the best. It's not even close. They're so highly rated. They're the experts I trust. They'll walk you through everything step by step, no pressure.
What is this? No lights?
And they're there right now. Here's the number. 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000. Call them now. 800-900-8000. Take steps to control your future with real tangible assets.
Come on, move it, buddy.
That's 800-900-8000. Tell them Mark Levin sent you. Performance may vary. You should always consult a financial and tax professional. Again, 800-900-8000. I hope you'll take advantage of that.
Fuel will be paid.
You know, Donald Trump has called Chuck Schumer a Palestinian. And, of course, for that he's called a racist. Well, why is he called a racist? Does he say something bad about Palestinians? He's basically saying Chuck Schumer supports the Palestinians more than he does Jews. How is that racist? So I ignore all that crap, all that claptrap. And I would agree with him. Chuck Schumer's a Palestinian, certainly more Palestinian than he is Jew. Now, why do I say that? Well, he's certainly born a Jew. Because there are Jews and there are Jews, just like there are Catholics and there are Catholics, and there are this and there are that. Chuck Schumer has tried to have it both ways. On the one hand, he tries to un-Jew himself, a phrase I don't know if I coined it, but I use it. On the other hand, he waves it around when he thinks it helps him. I don't like it. But Josh Shapiro's no different, the governor of Pennsylvania. No different. So what
Second
did he do?
toll lane?
Keep right,
Josh Shapiro,
and then turn right.
Greenfield, excuse me, right. Doled out $5 million in taxpayer money to the Al-Aqsa Islamic Society in Philadelphia, which featured an imam who preached that, quote, the Jews are the vilest people, unquote.
Oh, there's an accident.
Shapiro claimed the mosque needed the money because of rising hate. I guess the $5 million solves that, huh? Now, he spent that $5 million because he's going to run for president, the Democrat primary, and he's Jewish. So the fact that he's a Jew creates a Jew problem. I don't like this guy. I don't like anything about this guy.
Whoa.
I think he's a fraud and a phony. $5 million. And this organization featured this imam who preached that the Jews are the vilest people. Surely he knows that. But it doesn't matter. It's a big organization, the Al-Aqsa Islamic Society in Philadelphia.
Okay, let's go around then.
That's why he did it. Politics through and through. He also knows that the liberal Jews and the Democrat Jews, 99.9% of them don't care. They'll vote for him. Sure. That's our boy Josh. Wink, wink. Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Recomputing.
That's right. And then here's something that was big in Israel, was big in the New York Post, and something on the network, cable or network TV. Hamas terrorists torture protesters, Palestinian protesters protesting Hamas. They torture him to death. They leave his bludgeoned body on his family's doorstep as a sick warning to others, writes Anthony Blair. Hamas thugs fatally tortured a young Palestinian man protesting their rule and left his body on his family's door. The guy's a good-looking guy, too. It's really sad, you know? People talk about Palestinians who want peace. Here you got one. He's tortured. He's murdered by Hamas. Nobody talks about it. Mr. Producer, I'll bet you nobody else on radio is talking about it but me, you know? Uday Arabe, 22, was beaten for 4 hours and died
Keep right,
after he
and then
participated
exit
in an
right.
anti-Hamas protest in the Palestinian territories last week, said a senior officer affiliated with the opposition
Exit
Fatah
right.
party. Uday was martyred by the criminals of Hamas. What's his crime? He told the truth. Because he refused to be silent on injustice, because he did not hail Hamas, said Mazan shot a police officer tied to Fatah to the Telegraph. The victim's body was swollen and bloody in the attack. According to pictures purportedly of Uday that were shared on the message app Telegram. Again, he's a good-looking young man. Gaza has seen major protests in recent weeks against Hamas. I'm not buying that. They're minor protests at best. Minor protests at best. But this kid obviously stood up. He was murdered in a horrendous way. And I wanted to speak up for him.
Well, that's the thing. That's the reason why the people
I
are
don't think anybody else is.
protesting for Hamas, is because they're being tortured.
I wonder if Leslie Stahl's going to do anything about it on 60 Minutes. I wonder if it's going to run on any network TV. MSNBC. CNN. I wonder if CARE's going to speak out. I haven't heard from them. Maybe they did, Mr. Producer. Or Students for Justice in Palestine, or the usual front groups for the jihadists and the Islamists. You see, ladies and gentlemen, they're Muslims like this poor guy, and then there's Islamists.
With Donald Trump back in office, one of his biggest adversaries, top Democrat Dick Durbin of Chicago, is leading the charge to derail President Trump's agenda at every turn. And now Senator Durbin has a new scheme, a government takeover of your credit card. Right now, Americans have thousands of credit card options, all with equal strong security. But Durbin's plan could result in less security. That means more risk for your credit, your identity, and your financial future. Now, Durbin's bill isn't about helping consumers. It's a giveaway to corporate megastores, which could shift costs onto you while putting your rewards and fraud protections in jeopardy. We've seen Durbin's failed policies before. His last big banking regulation backfired, leading to higher costs and fewer benefits for American families. Tell Republican senators, stop Durbin's government takeover of your credit card before it's too late. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. That's guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the electronic.
Kevin Keatsman uncanceled, 10 to 11 a.m.
I do want to comment on John Sherman using a term today that we've not heard him say a lot. They have moved away from the term downtown baseball to density. And I thought that was really the most important thing that John Sherman said. And he said whether that's in an urban area or closer to a suburban area. So when I heard him say density, I immediately started thinking of Washington Square Park. It's technically not downtown, but it's right by downtown. And it's a very dense area where there's a lot of people that work.
KCMO.
Fox News, I'm Tom Graham. President Trump is not backing off his tariff threat. This week he plans to slap import taxes on products from several countries. Today, he once again claimed tariffs will encourage international companies to manufacture within the U.S.
Remember, there are no tariffs if you do your product here, if you build whatever it is in the USA.
Critics argue the tariffs will lead to price spikes. The conservative House Freedom Caucus losing a member over a spat over proxy voting.
Florida Republican Anna Paulina Luna is resigning from the House Freedom Caucus, she says, because a select few are operating outside its guidelines, brokering backroom deals, and disparaging her in the press. Luna has faced opposition from inside the caucus over a proposal to change House rules and allow proxy voting for new mothers and fathers.
Fox's Jared Halpern in Washington. America is listening to Fox News.
KCMO Talk Radio, now on FM at 95.7.
I want Homeland Security to step up and put these people and deport them.
The volatility is extraordinary. From the nation's heartland, KCMO, now on FM at 95.7. 95.7 FM.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey is coming to Kansas City with Dr. John Deloney for his Money and Marriage Tour on May 9th. And you could win a meet and greet with Dave and John and tickets to the show. Listen to Mundo in the Morning at 7:45 and Kevin Keatsman at 10:45 for your chance to win tickets for Dave Ramsey and Dr. John Deloney on Friday, May 9th at the Kansas City Music Hall. Because if it's happening in KCMO, it's on KCMO 95.7 FM.
On your feedlot, environmental sustainability matters. Lead the charge towards a greener future with Experior from Elanco. Experior is a first-of-its-kind feed additive that reduces ammonia gas emissions in feeder cattle and their waste. Be a leader in feedlot sustainability with Experior. Contact your local Elanco sales representative to learn how you can go greener.
Guy Benson, 2 to 5 p.m.
I'm not here suggesting that everything's hunky-dory and the public loves Trump and there's no sign of any trouble on the horizon. That isn't true. I don't like to tell Trump fans in the audience exactly what you want to hear. There are some concerns that I have and that the public has. But overall, this idea that Trump has become like instantly unpopular and he's in really rough shape and the Republicans are now getting brutalized and bruised, it just isn't reflected in the data.
KCMO.
Welcome to Langara College. Known as Snoweach Lelam in the language of the Musqueam First Nation, we're Canada's premier pathways college, offering the widest selection of university transferable courses in the province of BC. There's always more than one way to reach your goals, and we're eager to help you explore them all. Because it's your education, your opportunity, and your future. Because it's Langara.
Financial Group. Oh, we gotta find a rest area.
I am planning to scream and run.
He's back on the Mark Levin Radio Show.
Hey, it's Vince Colonnese. Tune into my new show weekdays at 11 a.m. on KCMO Talk Radio.
Time to hit the road.
If you're trying to reach Mark on the air, call him at 877-381-3811. The Mark Levin Radio Show continues.
Keep right,
New York Post,
and
Kremlin
then
goes
exit
into
right.
damage control, insisting work is underway despite Trump getting, quote, pissed off, unquote, at Putin.
Exit right.
Moscow claimed things were still amicable, but Washington has ordered conscription of 160,000 new Russian troops. See, this is Putin. This is what he always. So they're conscripting another 160,000. They've lost about 250,000.
Keep left, and then turn left.
There are literally things now going on in Russia that you're not hearing about. Like there was a limousine not far from.
Turn left.
His home. You know, they have these different types of limousines, not mock, but to for security reasons. One of them was blown up. His secret police are checking the manholes on the roads around his home or where he speaks. You're calling up another 160,000 conscripts. That's a big deal. Now, at the same time, claims he wants peace. He's really waged a really Herculean battle. I am very proud of that country and those people. I really am, despite all the crap you hear here. Even among our friends. Some of them are getting even worse. It's crazy. The people want to be free. That's why they're fighting and putting everything on the line. And he didn't invade anybody. They were invaded. But the fact of the matter is, they have done tremendous damage to Russia, the Russian military, and so forth. But what about the Ukrainian military? Well, there's no question about that, but Ukraine
Keep
is about
left,
a fourth of the size.
and then turn left.
Population. Anyway, Trump shook up the Kremlin on Sunday when he voiced his first real rebuke of Putin after the Russian strongman called for Ukrainian
left.
President Zelensky to be ousted by his own generals, and doubled down on his threat to whack Russia oil with tariffs, as Trump did, if an end to the war isn't reached within a month. What Putin is saying is, we can't have a deal as long as Zelensky's the president. Either new elections or the gen. Trump's saying, you know what? You don't get to decide all that stuff. That's ridiculous. You're just dragging your feet, which is what he's doing, which is what Iran's doing. Dmitry Peskov, the spokesman,
Yeah, hit the sign down anyways, but I had to do a button hook there and I didn't do it, so let's
they
go.
were cut off under the Biden regime.
That was a mess.
Keep right.
We're working on implementing some ideas related to Ukraine settlement, he said. The work is underway. But the Kremlin's actions do not align with its words. Putin on Monday ordering the conscription of 160,000 new troops between now and July 15.
Go straight
Peskov
on.
also rebuked Trump's claim the U.S. and Russia presidents would be talking again this week. The spokesman saying no such appointment was on the books, but it could be quickly organized if necessary. I wonder if Leslie Stahl's going to come out and say that Trump, there we are having beautiful ceasefire talk, but Trump interfered. Leslie, you are a stupid old lady. You really are. I was disappointed in a certain way. Some of the things that Putin said over the last day or two
Oh, I
having
can't
to do
go
with
there?
Zelensky. Because when he considers Zelensky not credible, he's supposed to be making a deal with him.
Oh,
Be
wait,
it
wait,
like
wait.
him or not.
There's a way.
So I wasn't happy about that, Trump said. Trump's rebuke comes, well, it's the first time they say here. And good for him. He also had words to say about Iran. Iran's basically told Trump to go pound sand. And there are reports out, I'm sure President Trump has seen them, I've posted them as well. China and Russia are working with Iran to try and beat the Trump 2-month deadline. 2 months to have a conversation and to get somewhere on this deal, or all hell's going to break loose. That's what Trump basically said. And so now China and Russia are speeding along even faster. Iran's
try to
nuclear
repair,
program
huh?
to beat that deadline, and I'm sure Trump's well aware of it. Excuse me. He sees that too. I wonder what Leslie Stahl thinks about that in her Pete Rain 4 IQ. Probably not much, and we don't really care. I'm just mocking her. But that is the truth. That is what's going on. President Trump in a third term. Isn't it funny how Trump can get the media, all of them, to focus on anything he wants, in any way he wants? Third term, it's come up. That's what he said. So I haven't given it much thought, but I'm thinking about it, have to see if it's possible. Some people say it is, and so forth and so on. So, Mark, what do you think? See, that's the game. I don't think he cares, because he's not going to do it. It's number one. Number two, read it. The president can't serve more than 10 years. Oh, Mark, that means he can run and in 2 years hand it off to J.D. Vance. No, he can't. If you are running for election for president and you cannot fulfill the terms of and the requirement of the Constitution, then you're not qualified to do it. So you couldn't serve out a full 4 years. And And I think you and I would agree that no president, we don't want any of them going too long. Him we would like longer, but it is what it is. But the point is, it's not Mark Levin defying Trump. It's Trump making a mockery of the media. That's what he's doing. He's making a mockery of them. And I suspect he'll keep doing it. Because he enjoys it. Because they're nuts. That's why. They're crazy. He's not. They are. Which is why they've utterly destroyed themselves since Trump has been on the public scene. Political scene. They've utterly destroyed themselves. Nobody believes the media anymore. Even the media don't believe the media anymore. Carolyn Levitt, outside the White House today, cut 17. Go.
Would the president use to potentially run for a third term? As he said, there are methods there.
Look, you guys continue to ask the president this question about a third term, and then he answers honestly and candidly with a smile, and then everybody here melts down about his answer. The president talked about this last night on the plane. He said, it's not really something we're thinking about. He has 4 years. There's a lot of work to do. We've done a lot in these nearly first 100 days, and the American people love what this president is doing, particularly when it comes to efforts to nurture the border.
You know, I've never been on Air Force One, Miss Producer. Have you? I've never been on Air Force. These people, they're on Air Force One all the time. When we sit on the plane, we do that and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wouldn't that be cool? I'm sure many of my fellow broadcasters have, and I'm sure they've asked. I don't ask for stuff. I mean, wouldn't that be fun? Let's go to Jonathan, Dallas, Texas, on Mark Levin Ave. Jonathan, how are you, my friend? In Dallas, go right ahead.
Oh, I'm okay. I've been better. I'm I found myself a little
reroute
with everything. You know, of course, we love Trump being around and whatnot, but
turn right.
No time left.
You know, just
okay.
See over here that this judge says I have equity. His equity is equal to the president, if not more. Obviously, it's just.
I might get no money for the late.
It's just another layer.
Yeah, it's very upsetting.
Because the...
What did you call about this? We're going to run out of time.
Well,
resting on... Oh, we have no fuel.
I guess here in particular today, in North Texas,
okay, let's
I
go
invited
here.
one of your producers or whomever about East City, Islamic, East Plano Islamic Center, a 402-acre enclave that some of these Republicans and judges, I guess, think is okay, and it's not. It's just outrageous.
I'm not following you. So there's 400 acres that have been set aside for what, an Islamic center?
Ready to roll.
An Islamic enclave, so Islamic believers
Community?
only for Islamic folks.
Is that even legal only for Islamic folks? Let me ask you this: who's paying for this?
That's a great question. I'm thinking the same thing. Where's all this money coming from? Has to be over here in North Texas. Every little home is $500,000.
Drive safe.
So, yeah,
so 400 acres. It's called an Islamic enclave, and an Islamic enclave is what, like a development for Muslims?
Yes, they're all Muslim exclusive.
How can you do that exclusively? That's not legal.
Great question. Oh, but a judge
keep right, and then turn
right. What did he say? Or she? Or it?
I had to work today, and I couldn't make it, but not too sure. But I know that in Plano particular, now McKinney, the county court is where this happened. And basically, it looks like it went too well. I'm not too sure. Ken Paxton just a few days ago announced an investigation into it. Governor Abbott is, I guess, sanctioning them as well because East Plano Islamic Center has a funeral service that they've been not abiding by the law, no permits. So I think because of a lot of noise, the governor and attorney general have been dipping into it. But just the mere fact that it's happening.
Well, it's very interesting. It wasn't on my radar. We'll look into that. Thank you, Jonathan. You take care of yourself. Look, I don't know everybody's exact situation, but I do know there's a lot of people who listen to this program having a hell of a
keep left,
time.
and then turn left.
Homeowners struggling to keep up.
Turn left.
The high interest rate, especially in credit cards. I mean, when you're talking about mortgage rates at 5.5%, credit cards at 20 or 30%, that's crazy. But you don't have to be a victim to this. This is what I'm trying to say. It's within your power, if you own a home, to swap that 20 or 30% interest rate for 5.5. Number one. Number two, whatever interest you pay on a refi in your home, up to $10,000 of it is tax deductible. Not one penny of it in your credit card interest is tax deductible. It's a matter of you taking your money and moving it over here rather than keeping it over here. And by doing that, you're going to save thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And you're going to put them in your pocket. That's what our friends at American Financing are communicating to you. That's their expertise. They know how to do this the smoothest way possible. They've been doing it for many, many years now. It's a family-owned business, not a massive red tape bureaucracy. On average, their customers, when they come in and then they leave, $800 a month they're saving, $10,000 a year. You can save more, who knows? But that's exactly what homeowners are doing right now with American Financing. They're saving a ton of money. A simple, no-obligation call could change everything for you. You have a team of salary-based mortgage consultants. They get paid no matter what. They're not commission-based. There's no incentive to put somebody into a loan that doesn't make sense. There's no upfront fees. And they'll tell you how much you can save. It won't cost you a penny. Folks, check them out. Check them out. Now is the time. Call American Financing today. 888-900-1828. Hello. 888-900-1828. 888-900-1828. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 122334. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates of 5 start at 6.327% for well-qualified borrowers. Call 800-795-1210 for details about credit costs and terms.
We'll be right back.
Mark Levin. You're listening to Mark Levin on KCMO Talk Radio 95.7 F.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
If you want to live a longer, happier, healthier life, you need to eat right, exercise, get good sleep. Now, sleep often gets the short end of the stick, but I do like to think of it as the third leg of a three-legged stool. And that means if you don't get enough sleep, your exercise and diet are likely to suffer. You know that you should be getting 7
I almost
to
hit
9
the ramp,
hours
but I
of
managed to do it because the torque is too strong.
Regularity is something pretty important. That means going to bed and getting up around the same time every day. Here's the thing. Researchers in Canada studied more than 70,000 people and discovered that irregular sleepers were 26% more likely to experience heart attack, heart failure, or stroke. Small variations are fine, that's what the study's author said, but consistent sleep patterns boost mood, boost cognitive function, and lower the risk of health issues like heart disease and diabetes. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Are you ready to take control of your health?
I forgot the gas.
Is the easiest
Am I
way
gonna
to
make it?
access and better understand your medical imaging results. Get your results from more than 800 hospitals
Oh, there's fuel
and
there.
clinics. Visit PocketHealth.com
I'm gonna need
to
it, but
learn
I'm
more.
so late.
Monday in the morning, 6 to 10 a.m.
Owner John Sherman, CEO of the Kansas City Royals, is here. Good morning.
Yeah, this
Thanks
one
for
is
being
better
here.
actually, because this
You've
one
always
is...
talked a lot about how you see the value in baseball
Just
being
faster.
downtown.
You know, I think rather than just say downtown, I would say in a higher density area, whether it's urban or close in suburban, where we can bring energy and vibrancy around the ballpark and create economic activity, not just the 81 nights a year, but 365 days.
KCMO.
NBA veteran Jim
The
Jackson
weight or
takes you
what?
on
The
the court.
torque?
You get a chance to dig into
Torque is too
my
strong. I have
14
10% torque, but that's
also get
why.
input from the people
Have
that
to
will
reduce
enjoy
the torque.
I'm excited to be on your podcast, man. It's an honor. It's
Yeah, we know that. Please let me see where's my gas station.
Academy Award winner. Thanks, man. Now, you see, I got you, but also
Get
how
ready to
sports
turn right.
brings life, passion, music, all of this together.
The Jim Jackson Show, part of the Rich Eisen Podcast Network. Follow and listen
Turn
on your
right.
favorite platform.
Welcome to Langara College, known as Snowy-Clella in the language of the Musqueam First Nation. We're Canada's premier
Make
So
it
when you
easier.
slow down,
When
you
possible.
really die if you go on the first and you hit neutral.
There's always more than one way to reach your goals.
You lose the
We're
control
eager to
for
help you
the
discover them all.
retarder and
Because it's
neutral.
your education, your opportunity, and your future. Because it's Langara.
KCMO Talk Radio, now on FM at 95.7.
I want Homeland Security to step up and put these people and deport them.
The volatility is extraordinary.
From the nation's heartland, KCMO, now on FM at 95.7.
When I first learned about the basics of estate planning, it was driven home to me the importance of protecting my family. It's important to start by establishing your power of attorney with trust and will, so you can find comfort in financial and medical decisions being made on your behalf. I recommend using trust and will for your own peace of mind. You can rest assured your wishes are followed if you sign up with them today. Don't let your family end up in costly legal battles at probate court, risking government interference with your life's work. Trust and will makes protecting your assets easier. Be prepared. Protect your family by managing your will or trust online with Trust and Will. Protect what matters to you most in minutes at trustandwill.com. That's right, trustandwill.com. And use offer code MARK, and you'll get 20% off. That's 20% off at trustandwill.com, offer code MARK.
Trust and Will is an online estate planning service and is not a law firm. See trustandwill.com for details.
Mark Levin is back on your radio.
Turn right.
Hey, it's Guy Benson, and you can hear my show weekdays at 2 o'clock on 95.7 FM, KCMO.
Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of scrolling through the shows on TV, finding nothing but the same mind-numbing content. Don't waste the precious little time you have with that nonsense when you could be learning a lot. Good, inspiring, compelling, entertaining. Hillsdale College is offering more than 40 free online courses. Learn about the works of C.S.
Keep left.
Really Christian theologian and race. The stories of the book of Genesis. Learn about Genesis, the first book, the meaning of the U.S. Constitution. It's a great course. I took it. The history of the ancient Christian church. Taking that now, very fascinating. Hillsdale College's free online course. A whole bunch more. I've enjoyed them all. Learned something from all. When you finish one, you want to go right to another. It's great to share with family and friends, especially if the kids or any kids and so on. Turn them on. But first, you need to be turned on. Look to check out. Just pick one of the courses. I know you're going to like it. Go right now to levinforhillsdale.com to enroll. That's LEVIN for Hillsdale.com. Doesn't cost you a cent. It's easy to get started. You're going to get hooked on this. That's levinforhillsdale.com to register. LEVIN for Hillsdale.com. Drink care of each other. What are these new bats? I'm not understanding this. The Yankees are playing. What is this? I've never heard anything like that. Well, isn't that a problem? I mean, if you're going to keep statistics team to team, year to year, decade to decade, generation to generation, some kind of a new fancy bat, I'm not for it because, I mean, I know the Yankees are really
photo.
good.
All right. And that's
a lot of home runs, Rich. Something's not right.
In camera. Okay, well, I'll just take a photo then.
Torpedo bats. Something's not right.
Which state is this? I don't know.
Against the Yankees. I'm just for the Phillies, but that's a whole other story.
It's Montana?
Something's not right to me. All right, let's go. Mark, St. Paul, Nebraska, XM Satellite. How may I help you, sir?
Just fine, Mark. You're doing your
Nebraska.
Topics are hitting
Okay.
right on. Your topic with Goldberg and letting the Texas out for letting media
Espionage Act.
Oh yes, I mean treason all the way. I mean the border. I mean you're hitting everything. The border treasonous. I mean I don't know why Biden's not in prison right now.
Let's do
and,
this.
He's in his own prison. The prison of his mind.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but it's restless. Phony. And then with in your Social Security. I mean, people work hard for that money.
Go
for many
straight
years.
on.
I know I am. You're on my age, and we won't be able to collect that Social Security.
No, and they're giving it away to illegal ants, and not just a few, millions and millions and millions. And then a certain percentage of them are on the voter registration list. And the media pretend this stuff's not happening. It's crazy. No wonder they hate Elon Musk.
Go
this
straight
is why
on.
we like Elon Musk.
Well, I mean, I knew Trump once he got a chance to get Congress and Senate behind him.
Keep right, and then continue straight on.
You know, I know how he is.
I'm leading that charge, baby.
Go straight
I'm
on.
leading this charge on the judges. Everybody's talking about it now and writing about it now, but you remember, I was saying day one when they were doing this, they got to be defunded. You could remove them by, not impeachment, remove them by eliminating their courthouse. Impeachment requires a supermajority.
There's the photos right here.
With the Democrats and even some of the Republicans.
Yes, it is.
So let's do something we can actually do. You can create judges, Congress can, and they can eliminate judges. And they eliminated judges in the 1803 Judiciary Act. Jefferson and his party, the Republicans, eliminated the 16 judges that the Federalists created 1 month before they left office. So we know you can do it. History tells us, but the Constitution itself allows it. That's what they need to do, and they got to figure out how to do it to get around the filibuster. And the only way that is the so-called budget reconciliation. I don't pretend to understand all the minutia, but the people who do up there better figure it the hell out.
Hetzel
Good call, brother. Thank you,
Hetzel's
Mark.
Block
Let's move
Historical
quickly.
Building.
Jay, Hudson Township, New Jersey. Jay, how are you?
Yeah, hey, Mark, I'm good.
I'm not going to get into Steve Witkoff. I'm not going to get into the individual staffers who work for Trump. I don't know them. I don't talk to them very much. I've only talked to that gentleman once in my life, so when I know more, I'll talk more. We salute our armed forces, police officers, firefighters, emergency personnel, our truckers, the men and women in Ukraine, the men and women in Israel, and you, the men and women of the United States, the best of the best. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.
Ford building on the left, that building on the right, and the other two behind there.
A better life
That's
with
it.
Dr.
So a bit
Sanjay
more
Gupta.
here.
It's not just you. Foodborne illnesses
down.
really are on the rise. But while recalls of big brands and outbreaks
Check
of
the
major
light.
restaurant
Hi.
chains get all the headlines, the vast majority of people who get sick
there.
get sick from something they've cooked or eaten at home. Norovirus is the most common foodborne infection in the United States, but you've also heard of Salmonella, E. coli, Campylobacter, Listeria. Here's what you need to do. You need to own a meat thermometer and make sure you're cooking your red meat, chicken, and fish to the recommended internal temperatures. That's an easy one. Also, be aware of cross-contamination. Don't use containers or utensils that you've already used with raw meat or fish to touch other products like fruits or vegetables. Finally, remember the 2-hour rule. Perishable foods should not sit out any longer than that.
Caution,
before
please
being
mind
eaten
the speed.
or put away in the refrigerator. I'm Dr.
Go
Sanjay
straight
Gupta,
on.
helping you live a better life.
Looking for your new home? Claremont by Mattamy Homes is coming soon to Guelph, offering stylish rear lane village homes in a variety of floor plans. Enjoy every amenity
25. That's
from
pretty slow
convenient
for
plazas
what
to
is
convenient
this?
parks.
City?
Visit MattamyHomes.com to learn more.
NBA veteran Jim Jackson takes you on the court. You get a chance to dig into my 14-year career in the NBA, but also get the input from the people that will be joining Charles Barkley.
I'm excited to be on your podcast, man. It's an honor.
Spike Lee, entrepreneur, filmmaker, Academy Award winner.
Knicks fans.
See, I got you. But also how sports brings life, passion, music, all of this together. The Jim Jackson Show, part of the Rich Eisen Podcast Network. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
KCMO Talk Radio.
We launched the Will Kane Show. It airs at 9 p.m. here on KCMO Talk Radio every single weeknight. Suddenly, he's now the 4 p.m. Eastern Time host, of course, on Fox News Channel. Will, congratulations. Thanks for joining us in Kansas City. And how's the show going so far?
Thank you so much, man. I couldn't be more grateful and surprised that this has happened at this point in my career. And I'm thrilled that I get to do the show from the middle of America. I hope representing voices like those in Kansas City.
KCMO.
And the legislature itself.
KCMO Talk Radio. Now on FM at 95.7. KCMO Kansas City. KCHZ Ottawa. KCFX HD2 Harrisonville. A Cumulus media station.
He has a plan.
Far.
I'm
I'm gonna
Lisa
get it.
Becerra, Fox News. President Trump says he's
Flavor
ready to
Fair,
impose
let's see what
wide-ranging
it is.
tariffs this week.
Whatever they charge us, we charge them, but we're being nicer than they were. We have a lot of countries,
Gallery.
friend and foe. I always say friend and foe, but the friend in many
Farmers
cases
Bank.
is worse than the foe. They took advantage of us.
The president says the tariffs on numerous countries will balance trade relationships, bring in new revenue for the government, and encourage manufacturing in the U.S. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer said calling the tariff day Liberation Day makes as much sense as calling a layoff from a job a promotion.
This is not what the American people want. Americans and American businesses detest the chaos and unpredictability that Trump brings.
And two Michigan-based business groups are urging the president to halt plans to impose the tariffs. The Defense Department said to offer a new round of voluntary resignations and retirements to its civilian workforce. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth signed the memo Friday, but it wasn't released to Pentagon leaders until today. There's no information on how the offers would be distributed and when the deadline would be. Officials in Belarus say they've detained an American man accused of traveling into the country illegally.
The Belarus Customs Committee says the detained American is 27 years old and found in an empty railway car during the inspection of a train that arrived from neighboring Lithuania. It's not clear exactly when. They say the man was handed over to border guards. Belarus, a key Russian ally, allows travelers from 80 countries, including the U.S., to enter visa-free and stay for up to 5 days if they arrive by plane. But the State Department has warned Americans against traveling to Belarus, citing multiple factors, including risk of detention, arbitrary enforcement of local laws, and the authoritarian leader's continued facilitation of Russia's war against Ukraine.
Fox's Lisa Brady. America's listening to Fox News.
Get ready to turn right.
Fox News Audio presents the Fox Nation Investigates podcast, Evil Next Door, exploring the life and crimes of 5 serial predators from across the United States.
It's a very disturbing case.
Never before heard interviews and first-hand perspectives.
Described as pure evil. That's a good description.
The Fox Nation Investigates podcast, Evil Next Door. Listen and follow now at foxtruecrime.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Get those W-2s ready. Tax season has arrived. It's the Fox Business Tax Tips. Fox News Radio's Ginny Casola and Hillary Barsky are joined by the hosts of the Fox Business Network to provide you with the latest tips, tricks, and updates on filing your taxes. From deadlines to tax law changes to the latest deductions, we'll cover it all to make sure you keep that hard-earned money where it belongs, in your pocket. Listen and follow the Fox Business Tax Tips at Fox News Pub.
The Vid Show, weekdays from 11 to 2. A Vid Show exclusive with the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance.
What is your relationship like with President
Keep
Trump?
left,
What is he
and then
entrusting
turn
you?
left.
Well, yeah, one of the funny things about our system, right, is the vice president doesn't have any formal power. So
Turn
I
left.
think my role fundamentally is trying to help the president do whatever he needs to do. Traditionally, vice presidents will be a little siloed. You know, they'll pick sort of one or two things and just focus on that. I feel like the president has empowered me to be involved in everything.
KCMO.
The Sean Ryan Show presents Peak Points. Get timeless inspiration from the very best of the Sean Ryan Show.
September 11th happens. What is the first thing that went through your head? September 12th, I'm going back to the military.
Talk about being recruited by the cartel. How do you learn how to find a woman? One of the most tragic events in American firefighter history.
You know what comes after.
You have this beautiful life. You have these horrible
Get ready to
experiences.
turn
Yes, but
left.
you can do something with them for the greater good.
Caution,
The Sean
please
Ryan Show
mind
Peak
speed.
Points. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Tired
Turn
of the
left.
hassles and delays in managing your medical records? See how Pocket Health has transformed the experience for people like Maggie.
I would never go back, never, to having to call in advance or order up x-rays or MRI scans. You're in control
Turn left.
of sending the records to who you want to send them to, when you want to.
Join Maggie and over 1.5 million other people who have taken control of their health with Pocket Health. Visit PocketHealth.com for faster, easier access to your records.
NBA veteran Jim Jackson takes you on the court.
You get a chance to dig into my 14-year career in the NBA, but also get the input from the people that will be joining. Charles Barkley.
I'm excited to be on your podcast, man. It's an honor.
Spike Lee, entrepreneur, filmmaker, Academy Award winner.
Next man.
Now you see, I got you. But also how sports brings life, passion, music, all of this together.
The Jim Jackson Show, part of the Rich Eisen Podcast Network. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Don't miss the U.S. women's national team face off against Brazil in the first ever professional women's sporting event at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles on Saturday, April 5th at 2 p.m. Pacific.
The Vince Show, weekdays from 11 to 2.
It's now my honor to welcome to
arrived,
the program the
George.
47th
Your rap
President
guy
of the
is now
United
finished.
States, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you very much, Vince.
Dan is now working for you as the Deputy Director of the FBI. What was that conversation like?
Well, we wanted him, and we thought he might do it, but he had to get somebody very, very good to take his place. That's very hard. Then I heard it was you, and I said, I think we're getting there. You know, that would be good. Look at you, boy. You're doing great.
KCMO, Bill O'Reilly's No Spin News, 8 to 9 p.m.
Joining us now from New Jersey is Stephen A. Smith.
And there's just no question that the Democratic Party is in dire straits right now. And so when you hear me pointing out some of the things that I've pointed out, I'm not one of those guys, Bill, who believes that because you think differently than me, you're a racist. You're anti-black.
No, you don't
anti.
play that game. I've never heard you
I don't
play
play.
that card.
I don't play that game.
Bill O'Reilly is now on every weeknight at 8 on KCMO, FM at 95.7.
Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Monday, March 31st, 2025. Stand up for your country. Ton to tell you about today. Yesterday, the Three Americans show, the first one, went very well. 1,300 Americans. I didn't see any undocumented people in there. The prices are a little high, but everybody seemed to have a good time. And we had people, asking about that. So it went very well. I'm going to show you a couple of clips in the No Spin News. It's a unique concept. We'll talk about it as the week unfolds. Talking Points memo is something that has not been reported. Donald Trump wants to change the culture of the United States. And we're going to give you a couple of vivid examples, and our pal Bernie Goldberg is going to come up and analyze as well. Okay, so the first play is getting liberalism out of the system. So Washington, D.C., New York City, and Los Angeles, the three most powerful centers and in the world.
What the hell is that doing there? How are we supposed to get this in?
There's no doubt about that. There's no question.
It'll have to be, huh?
Liberal people
So
dominate
it's too far.
those places. Trump is trying to root that out. Huge undertaking. Here's an example. On Thursday, March 27th, the President signs an executive order about the Smithsonian Institution, which is the largest museum in the world. Obviously, everybody's heard about it. It has history, it has culture, it has just about everything, okay? Trump believes that liberals run the show and they are putting propaganda into the museum. That's what he believes. I haven't been there in a while, so I can't really weigh in on it today. But I do know that 90% of executives in Washington, D.C. are liberals. I know that for sure. Here's what the executive order about the Smithsonian said, quote, the Vice President, in consultation with the Assistant to the President for Domestic Policy, Lindsay Halligan Esquire, shall work to effectuate the policies of this order, the executive order, through his role on the Smithsonian Board of Regents, where J.D. Vance already is. He's on the Board of Regents.
Oh, you can't do it from this side.
The Smithsonian Institution, its museums, education research centers, and the National Zoo, including by seeking to remove improper ideology and such properties shall recommend to the President any additional actions necessary to fully effectuate such policies, unquote. Well, the words improper ideology, whoa! So every leftist in the country knows what that is, and they don't like it. Roll the tape.
So the idea that he's going after the Smithsonian is absurd. I mean, it's an amazing institution, the Smithsonian. And by the way, millions of people come there every year to look at it. And the fact that he wants to shut it down or cut it and gut it like he's doing to everything is of course on message for him, but totally against what we should be doing.
So that's Congressman from New Jersey, Guttheimer. He's a Trump hater. He's actually running for governor. Anyway, Trump isn't trying to shut it down. Got it? Maybe. You know, he does not want the left-wing culture on display in this moment. Doesn't. Now, I think he's probably okay with the right-wing culture, and that might be problematic. Well, I'm following a story. The other cultural change is how the federal government spends our money. And this is obviously, you know all about Doge and Musk and all of that. That's a cultural change. Because what we have at the federal level now is a massive amount of money going to certain entities, many of which are left-wing. It's undeniable. Trump is trying to shut that down completely. That's cultural. No money goes into trans this, gay that, or any of that stuff, right? So this again has got the leftists furious. Go.
Doge did not exist 2 years ago. 19-year-olds were not raiding the Treasury 2 years ago. People who have no idea with medical background have not been hauling in and creating kangaroo courts for scientists to dismiss them 2 years ago. That started happening now.
All right, so Ms. Ocasio...
Kangaroo court, he says. I don't think it's kangaroo court.
Cuts to any spending programs. They want more
You're not
spending.
against your kangaroo
Right,
court.
because that's how socialists get power and keep power. Keep feeding the trough of entitlement.
Okay,
Throwing the federal dollars into certain precincts that will vote Democrat. That's been going on now since, I don't know, Woodrow Wilson, maybe? Been going on for more than 100 years. FDR had to do what he did. I'm not making an excuse for him, but he had to get the safety nets in there to deal with the depression. But the Democratic Party is 100%. We don't want any cuts, except if it's the Pentagon or Trump's wardrobe or something like that. No, we want more. $36 trillion debt, let's get it up to 50. Because if the capitalistic system collapses, which it will if the spending doesn't get under control,
So it has to be from
then
the other
socialism
side,
can
right?
come right in. Capital, can't do that. This is a complicated thing that has not been presented to the American people. Donald Trump is trying to reform. Some say obliterate. I would probably agree with obliterate. Leftist power. That's what he's trying to do. And everybody needs to understand it, because that is why he is so hated. It's not like the other presidents who spoke it. Oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, blah, 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 blah. They're doing it. And his opposition, boy.
Oh,
Now, the final thing in all this is DEI has
Perfect.
already had an executive order. Diversity, equity, inclusion.
Yeah, it's quite a different angle, just about
Hope
3
you read it on
feet.
BillO'Reilly.com. It's free.
Oh, but it gives you good ID. You can do
There's
that.
nothing wrong with diversity. Diversity is a strength because different people bring different experiences and different creativity into projects. So diversity is fine with me. I run 3 corporations. I want them to be as diverse as I can get them. But I'm not going to favor any group, skin color, or gender. I'm not, because that's equity. And that's wrong. It violates the Constitution. You don't hire, promote, you don't accept into university people on the basis of what they look like. Even if there has been historical atrocities against those people. You don't do that because you're punishing someone else who may be better qualified. Okay? Now, the inclusion thing, I'm for that. I want everybody to have a fair shot at prosperity. Everybody.
Zero?
Equity, no.
I mean, we're late. Yeah, 0. We're late 12
Bill
hours.
O'Reilly here emphasizing the importance of a safer alternative in threatening situations. Before using lethal force, consider the burner less lethal pistol launcher. a device designed to incapacitate an attacker with tear gas and kinetic ammunition for up to 40 minutes. It minimizes legal risks and permanent harm.
321
We hear from a burner user
miles. I'm not
who
gonna
faced a
take
road
that.
rage driver. Armed with his burner launcher, Adam de-escalated the threat by aiming the laser at the aggressor. That allowed him to wait safely for police intervention. That night burner not only prevented a potential tragedy, but also saved potential lives, all without physical harm. Burner, legal across all 50 states with no background checks required, has sold more than 500,000 units. Please go to Byrna.com/Bill, save 10%, and learn so many Americans why they choose Byrna. That's Byrna.com/Bill to save.
KCMO, now on FM at 95.7.
1 out of every 8 Americans lives right here. This has been a real struggle, and we've got to do more.
Kansas City's place to talk. KCMO, 95.7 FM and 710 AM.
Eager to find your new home? Claremont by Mattamy Homes is a new community coming soon to Guelph, offering stylish rear lane village homes in a variety of floor plans. Located in a desirable and well-established area, you'll find all your necessities within a short walk or a quick drive away. With restaurants, grocers, and shopping plazas around the corner. Don't wait on this community. Register for updates by visiting mattamyhomes.com to learn more.
On your feedlot, environmental sustainability matters. Lead the charge towards a greener future with Experior from Elanco. Experior is a first-of-its-kind feed additive that reduces ammonia gas emissions in feeder cattle and their waste. Be a leader in feedlot sustainability with Experior. Contact your local Elanco sales representative to learn how you can go greener.
Bill O'Reilly's No Spin News, 8 to 9 p.m.
Joining us now from New Jersey is Stephen A. Smith.
And there's just no question that the Democratic Party is in dire straits right now. And so when you hear me pointing out some of the things that I pointed out, I'm not one of those guys, Bill, who believes that because you think differently than me, you're a racist. You're anti-black.
No, you don't play that. I've never heard you play that card.
I don't play that game.
Bill O'Reilly is now on every weeknight at 8 on KCMO.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Have you heard the term beige mom before? I had not, but apparently it's been around a couple years. It's used to describe moms who decorate their houses and their children's rooms in beige tones, and they also purchase colorless toys and clothing. And for some reason, the internet masses are outraged by this. Again, I don't necessarily get it. But there is no way in which this is going to harm a kid, according to a psychologist we spoke to, because the kid does see all kinds of colors outside organically. Other experts we talked to said colors don't matter as long as there are variety and diversity in other areas of the kid's life. And don't forget, babies can't even really fully see color for a few months after they are born. Instead, they are drawn to things with high contrast, so black and white. Now, once your kid is old enough, believe me, they're going to let you know what colors they do like. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Bill O'Reilly's No Spin News, 8 to 9 p.m. on KCMO.
Stephen A. and I were on stage in front of 1,300 people debating equity. Go.
You don't correct historical problems by creating contemporary problems. You don't correct unfairness
here we go.
in the past by being unfair now. All right?
Turn
you
right.
are a college lawyer, anybody else, you have an opportunity, and you're going to say, well, I'm not going to give the best news unless it's the right one, or they're trans, or they're this, or they're that. That's wrong. Okay, period. Wrong. May I retort? Sure. Hold on. Got it. Hold on.
Keep left and then turn left. Turn left.
Uh-oh.
My point to you, Bill O'Reilly, wait a minute. My point to you is this. Who's benefiting from it? If you have a
And the very people that were supposed to have an advantage because of it ain't the ones that have the advantage because of it. And that's not what you're articulating to the American public. You have now engaged in deceit. You have given the impression that if it's a black person, they were hired under DEI. If it was the Asian person, they were hired under DEI. If it's somebody other than white males,
there's no impression. That's what equity is.
But what
equity is favoritism toward for look. And you should
Equity
be
is
on my
favoritism?
side
Yeah,
because
right.
you made it on
Hey,
your
buddy.
own. You didn't make it with equity.
All right. Well, that was. And Stephen A. and I are friends. I mean, but this is what America should
Go
be.
live somewhere else.
He was in that. We had a great time. All right, that's a memo.
You
Now
know,
we go into.
At least if you're gonna be doing evil, I suggest that you do it right.
Huge.
Instead of doing it more evil like you're trying
That
to.
he believes colluded with the Democratic Party to punish him and his family. Three of them are Jenner and Block, Wilmer Hale, Perkins Court. Nobody knows who those are, but they're all very powerful. You see that. And he has signed executive orders that they cannot be given to the federal government, which guts them.
Go straight on.
There's another one, Paul Weiss, that
Keep
paid
right.
Trump and is now doing pro bono work on his behalf. I don't know, $250 million or something. But Trump is after these people. Second one is the press. That Trump now is trying to punish the press.
Keep right, and then turn right.
You have to watch these people every once in a while just to see where they're
Turn
coming from.
right.
And it's so dishonest. MSNBC is, I think, probably worse. And they're both doing horribly in the ratings, and I think they're going to be turned off.
Okay. Not only is Trump disparaging them, but he has ordered the FCC, Federal Communications Commission. Brandon Carr is the guy running it, Brendan Carr, to investigate.
This is where it ends.
Disney and Comcast.
Also, this is the
Comcast
art
and NBC
silo that
for
we saw
possible
earlier.
DEI violations. Remember, Trump signed the order against DEI. That is
So
federal
let's
law.
see.
And if a company violates that law, government can punish them hard. So ABC at one time issued some kind of dictum that 50% of all its performers had to be minorities. Remember that? Now, I don't think they're doing that now because they're all afraid, but there is a big investigation against Comcast, which runs NBC, Trump hates them, and Disney, which runs ABC, and hates them. Joining us now with some perspective is the purveyor of the very fine website Bernard Goldberg got for. Never boring, I can say that. The website is never boring. It's got new stuff almost every day. And Goldberg is in Miami, living large. Okay, so do you oppose the FCC investigating Disney?
Okay, Donald Trump doesn't like DEI. Neither do I. Donald Trump thinks DEI disseminates too many progressive ideas. So do I. So if Donald Trump wants, and he has, issued proclamations and executive orders dealing with DEI within the federal government, I'm fine with that, but not with private corporations, because private corporations like Disney have a right to do stupid things. They have a right to produce a remake of Snow White, which a lot of conservatives are calling Snow Woke.
Went too far.
And the public weighs in by saying, I don't want to pay money to watch that.
Right down
There's
right.
bombing.
Yeah.
But both Disney and Comcast, we should point out, do business with the government.
This is the poll
and
right
fairly
here.
significant business. Go ahead.
Shareholders have a right to weigh in and say, we don't want our company run. That's all fine with me, but not in the private sector.
All right.
Higher.
But if they have it, if he can find a loophole,
we
Trump's
want
going to find it.
Donald Trump and conservatives want less intrusion by the federal government into our personal and business lives, and this is more intrusion.
What about the cultural reform that Trump is very, it hasn't been reported much, but he wants to change the culture. Smithsonian Institution.
Okay, we got that.
It's big.
You're breaking up, Bill. I can't follow what you're saying, but I heard the Smithsonian Institution.
Right.
If he wants to deal with things that fall under the federal government, I'm okay with that. But here's the problem when you go into the private sector. What happens if someday, and we will have another liberal president, maybe even a progressive president, who says, I think DEI is great. I want it in all my federal agencies, all of them. But you know what? That's not enough. That's not enough. I also want DEI in the private sector because it's such an important part of our culture.
Moving container.
No,
oh, this one is the same.
Because I don't want.
Oh, because it was the other.
But that's going to happen. It's inevitable.
So this
if
is
we get
deal.
a progressive president down the road,
except 302 per hour.
Then they'll write
per
their own
mile,
executive orders. They'll knock out all
This one
Trump's
is
executive
86
orders.
mile.
And there will be DEI.
We haven't gone to Lincoln.
Hello, that's inevitable. That's what happens. You know, voted have consequences.
Corn would be good.
You know, I can't read lips, and I'm not hearing what you're saying.
Okay, so we lost Mr. Goldberg, unfortunately.
corn.
Technical problems that could not be fixed. But it didn't happen too much to us.
Grain,
but it is a hard world.
So we're gonna get
We're dependent on other people's
corn.
systems and then our system, and all of that. Just, Bernie's main point was that if
Time
it's a
to hit
private
the road.
company, the government can't intrude on DEI or anything else. That's true. The DEI order only handles companies that do business with the federal government or are run by the federal government, like the Kennedy Center, which Trump has taken over, and the Smithsonian Institute, okay, which the government runs, taxpayer money. Now, as far as the media is concerned, I did the same thing. So the media had beaten me to a pulp for almost 30 years. Lie every day about me. If I had the power, I punished them. Why? Because they not only do it to me, but they do it to other people with whom they disagree ideologically. I told you about, Confronting the Presidents, which is, one of the most successful books of last year. Couldn't get on any of the network shows because they don't like me. They knew the book was going to be huge. And that kind of censorship, that kind of mindset, and not only me, but the CBS Sunday morning program, which we zeroed in on, we have one non-liberal offer on the whole year. That's Jane Pauley. So if I'm in power, I go after him. Well, I don't think Trump's doing anything wrong at all. Yes, it's personal. Personal to me. I'm a little bit more restrained. I don't have the power, obviously, that Donald Trump has. I'm not in the business to really hurt these people personally. I don't want to hurt them. I want them to be fired. I want them out of it. Anyway, that's my point. So we'll rebuff Bernie and try to get this technical stuff.
The No Spin News with Bill O'Reilly. More with Bill coming up next.
Are you feeling the impact of recent timeshare industry changes? Now more than ever, the costs of timeshare ownership far outweigh the benefits. My friends at Lone Star Transfer are the only company I trust to help you get out. Our listeners' positive feedback demonstrates why I've supported the company for years. For more than a decade, they have helped over 20,000 owners get out of the timeshare. Their exclusive options can help you get out faster and easier, more than any other option.
So we're quite off, huh?
They are the only company that will give you a written guarantee and release you from your timeshare in a specific time frame. With an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau, thousands of 5-star reviews, customer service is their top priority. For free consultation and a guaranteed solution, just call 855-551-7066. That's 855-551-7066. Or go to LoneStarTransfer.com.
Bill O'Reilly is now on every weeknight at 8 on KCMO. The Vince Show, weekdays from 11 to 2.
It's now my honor to welcome to the program the 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you very much, Vince.
Dan is now working for you. as the deputy director of the FBI. What was that conversation like?
Well, we wanted him, and we thought he might do it, but he had to get somebody very, very good to take his place. That's very hard. Then I heard it was you, and I said, I think we're getting Dan. You know, that would be good. So we got 2 for 1, because you're doing great.
KCMO.
Fox News, I'm Tom Regani. The closely watched state Supreme Court election is underway in Wisconsin. Millions of dollars are being spent by both Republicans and Democrats. President Trump notes the Wisconsin court has a big influence over elections in the state.
Whoever it is in 4 years that runs, having Wisconsin is a very big, we won it early and big, but winning Wisconsin's a big deal.
Elon Musk held a rally in the state on Sunday. President Trump is imposing wide-ranging tariffs this week.
He's calling it Liberation Day. President Trump says he has settled on a tariff plan being imposed Wednesday. The president is promising reciprocal tariffs, charging the same duty on imports from countries that tariff American exports. Economists have cautioned tariffs threaten to raise prices for American consumers.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern. America's listening to Fox News.
KCMO Talk Radio.
We launched the Will Kane Show. It airs at 9 p.m. here on KCMO Talk
We're already
Radio
loaded.
every single weeknight. Suddenly he's now the 4 p.m. Eastern Time host, of course, on Fox News Channel. Will, congratulations. Thanks for joining us in Kansas City. And how's the show going so far?
Thank you so much, man. I couldn't be more grateful and surprised that this has happened at this point in my career. And I'm thrilled that I get to do the show from the middle of America. I hope representing voices like those in Kansas City.
KCMO.
Eager to find your new home? Claremont by Mattamy Homes is a new community coming soon to Guelph, offering stylish rear lane village homes in a variety of floor plans. Located in a desirable and well-established area, you'll find all your necessities within a short walk or a quick drive away, with restaurants, grocers, and shopping plazas around the corner. Don't wait on this community. Register for updates by visiting mattamyhomes.com to learn more.
If you are one of the 7 in 10 patients who want better access to their medical information, Pocket Health can help. We offer fast, easy online access to your medical imaging results. Get a better understanding of your health with definitions for complex terms in your report and personalized questions to ask your doctor. Request your records from more than 800 hospitals and imaging clinics by visiting pockethealth.com today. That's pockethealth.com.
Bill O'Reilly. Weeknights from 8 to 9 on 95.7 FM KCMO.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, it's right here. Well, of course we can.
There is a growing real estate crime out there. The FBI calls it house stealing. Criminals forge your signature on one document, file it with a fake notary stamp. Just like that, your title's gone. Then criminals can take out loans or sell without you knowing. So, when is the last time you checked your home's title? Probably never. And the scammers know it.
Get ready to turn left.
That's why I trust Home Title Lock's $1 million triple lock protection. You get 24/7 monitoring, urgent alerts, and if fraud does occur, they'll spend up to $1 million to restore your title at no added cost. Please go to HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code BILL250 now for a free title history report and access to your title expert. $250 value when you sign up. HomeTitleLock.com. Code BILL250.
You're listening to the No Spin News with Bill O'Reilly.
Trump is mad at Putin now.
Oh, there's something with a Jake break down there.
In the beginning, it was he's going to flatter Putin, try to get him to the peace table. To some extent, it's been successful, but now Putin's dragging his feet and making all kinds of irrational demands. So, President Trump calls NBC News correspondent Kristen Welker 10 minutes, okay, on the phone, and explains a few things to Ms. Welker, who does a Sunday morning show. Here's what she said about the call.
Just hours ago, President Trump called me to tell me he is, quote, pissed off with
Keep
Russia's
left,
President Putin
and then turn left.
threatened to impose secondary tariffs on Russia's oil. Quote, if Russia
Turn
and I
left.
are unable to make a deal on stopping the bloodshed in Ukraine, and if I think it was Russia's fault, which it might not be, but if I think it was Russia's fault, I am going to put secondary tariffs on all oil coming out of Russia. Mr. Trump said 25% tariffs on Russian oil could happen any moment and told me he plans to speak with President Putin this week.
Let's see what's the control for
So,
here.
if I'm president, I do pretty much that with two other additions. If Putin isn't going to stop murdering people, because that's what he's doing. Ukraine's no threat to Russia. I mean, that's the bottom line on this whole thing. Putin just wants to take it over. That's it. Ukraine can't threaten Russia.
Engine brake.
So not only
Engine
you
brake
slap
toggle B. Okay.
tariffs on anybody buying Russian oil.
Automatic engine brake.
But
Shift
China's
alt
not
B.
going to care about that. China buys a lot of Russian oil. India buys some. India might, but you freeze all Russian bank accounts outside of Moscow. And that means no dollars. That's what they did to Iran. So Russia can't get dollars or euros. Boy, that'll hurt. And I would also put 10,000 NATO troops right on a Polish border. 10,000, including America. So look, we're tired of this. Too many people dying because of you. Being reasonable. You're not going to be reasonable. We're going to keep
right,
those
and then exit right.
heavy on in case you do something wrong. We're not letting you take
exit
over.
right.
Not going to do it. Okay? That's how you have to deal with black. I would. It looks like Trump is heading. Very important story, and I'll be reporting on it extensively. Donald Trump says he can have a third term. Not really. That's not really what he said. Let's quote him. This is the NBC call. President Donald Trump did not rule out the possibility of seeking a third term in the White House.
That's also
Prohibited
false
by the
too.
Constitution and the 22nd Amendment, saying
He
in
did not
exclusive
say that he
interview
did
with
not
NBC News,
rule out.
there were methods for doing so and clarifying that he was not joking. Well, the reason that Donald Trump says
That's
stuff
obvious
is
Keep right,
Illinois
and then turn right.
Which is
I
also
told that to Stephen
fraudulent.
A. in the show. I said,
But I don't
Turn
trust
right.
these guys at all.
that's what he does. That's why he's
They're
saying
lying
this.
and they're
He knows he
trustworthy.
can't run
He can be voted.
it. It's impossible.
People should not
And he
vote
can
for
say, oh,
that.
my people and Trump got it called.
I don't think it's legal.
Very smart man. He's got 5 lawyers in the White House. Doing this with Lloyd. USA is putting a big base in Japan, a war-fighting headquarters, according to Defense Secretary Pete. This is just not. China's saber-rattling all over the place. Japan is a very strong ally on that list. So we're putting a big base there. Okay with me. China's not going to like it, but too bad, right? I want everybody to get along. Much better for the world, much better for everybody. But if you're going to be dangerous, like Putin, Xi, I think, I don't think he's going to push it. But I could be wrong. Tariff week, April 2nd, 2 days from today. More tariffs. Ooh, stock market doesn't like it. And if I said, some guys keep an eye on that. Stock market crashes, he's through. That's it. Now, there is no question that some foreign countries, China, take huge advantage of the United States. They don't let our products in. Europe, get the car. And that's what Trump's done. Even it out. You're never going to get carried. Because we're the biggest economy in the
Keep
world.
right, and then exit right.
You got to get it. But I don't know how this is going.
Exit right.
CBS poll on tariffs. All right? 2,609 American citizens. Do you favor or oppose U.S. placing new tariffs on goods imported from other countries? Favor 44,
Keep
oppose
left
57.
and then turn left.
You would. I'm not surprised. People don't understand. And I'm not being super silly.
Turn left.
Very complex problem. Second question, do you think the Trump administration focusing too much, right amount, not enough on tariffs? Too much 55, right amount 38, not enough 7. And it's all about the stock. Price is coming down. Price of eggs on Long Island down pretty big. Oil's, gas prices coming down. So that would be some good news.
Here we'll do button.
That won't override the tariffs. Smart life. Now this is very important. So one of the secrets to achieving prosperity in America is having knowledge. Think about that statement. If you want to be prosperous in this country, very competitive, the most competitive country on the face of the earth. Okay? You gotta have knowledge. You've got to know things. Every day in the concierge membership at BillO'Reilly.com, I get very sad letters from people who are desperate and they don't know what their options are. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. And my team guides them. That's what we do. Concierge members, when you get in trouble. But the fact that they don't know.
Keep right
There are services
and then
available
exit right.
to them. If you are a senior citizen being abused, every single state has a
Exit
vision
right.
to help. People don't know that. They don't know how to get in touch with them. They don't know anything. And on regular membership, okay, premium membership, the information flow that we give you on a daily basis from BillO'Reilly.com is far and away more than you'll get from any other website in this country. On economics, on social, what will happen, predictions that I make. But there are many Americans, and this is where Smart Life comes in, do not seek information. They don't know anything. All they do is they want to hear what they hear. They spend hours and hours
Get ready to turn left.
watching podcasts that are talking about
Turn left.
aliens and 15 people killing JFK and hours of charlatans throwing this garbage out at you, and then they are staring at it instead of learning something, accumulating information. I set this whole new service up. No corporate intrusion whatsoever. Okay? So there's no filter between me and you. What I tell you, no one can stop. You work at Fox, you work at NBC, you work at CNN. Those people cannot say what they want to say. And if you're on their websites over there, you're not getting what's happening. And you need to know what's happening. Because if there is a stock market crash, you're going to get burned. It's going to come right back at you if you're laid off from your job. We signal what is happening, and we keep the people in line. Every day, President Trump knows what I say. Now, he's free to take it or leave it. But you, the person watching me on television now, or on your laptop or whatever, or listening to me on a radio, you have got to protect yourself. And the only way you can do that is accumulating knowledge. Who's the best doctor? Who's an attorney I can get on the phone who might care about my family? Who's an accountant who I can go to who's not going to charge me a fortune and do my taxes in an honest way and give me some advice?
You have arrived at your destination. Your route guidance is now finished.
No, I'm
And
sorry,
finally,
buddy.
what
I
website
pay my
can I
own
go to
taxes,
get
and I
information every day
don't have
that's
to pay you
true?
for that.
This is
I
it.
can do it myself. I know how to read.
Today in history, March 31st,
I can do your
1968, President Lyndon Johnson announces he will
Even for
not
less than
seek
500.
re-election. Go.
With America's sons in the field far away, with America's future under challenge right here at home, with our hopes and the world's hopes for peace and the balance every day.
Yeah,
I
I'm
do
just
not
gonna
believe
go.
that I should devote an
Confirm
hour
that
or a
safe.
day of my time
It's too dark.
to any
I don't
personal
wanna-
partisan causes or to any duties other than the awesome duties of this office,
Scale?
the
What is
presidency of your country. Accordingly, I shall not seek and I will not accept the nomination of my party for another term as your president.
And that's because LBJ knew he would lose, just like Biden. It's exactly the same thing. Now, if you read Confronting the Presidents, LBJ is one of the worst presidents in American history. Corrupt man all day long. From the very beginning to the very end, he was corrupt. He was a liar. He knew the Vietnam War wasn't going to be won because he, as commander-in-chief, wouldn't do what it takes to win that war. So he sacrificed 60,000 young Americans in a war he knew couldn't be won. So they booted him out, and then Hubert Humphrey ran against Nixon. Nixon just beat him.
I can't even
Closest
do that.
popular vote, I think, in history. And that's what happened. Johnson hung it up 57 years ago today.
Does he let me?
Read Confronting the Presidents. Back with your mail and a very fun final thought about the show last night.
Standing up for your country with no spin analysis. The No Spin News with Bill O'Reilly.
You wouldn't wait for your car to break down to get an oil change, right? Your health should be no different. Don't wait until you get sick to get medications you might need. All Family Pharmacy makes healthcare situation. Whether you need ivermectin, antibiotics, maintenance meds, or other essential prescriptions, they've got you covered. Just order online and they will work with doctors who handle the prescriptions for you. They even ship your medication straight to your door. No waiting rooms, no hassle. Be ready before you need it. Stock up now. Take control of your health. Because when it comes to protecting your family, preparation is everything. Please go to allfamilypharmacy.com/bill.
There's a grill. I thought it was like
10%
empty.
It's allfamilypharmacy.com/bill. Code BIP.
KCMO Talk Radio. Now on FM at 95.7.
In the middle
so
there.
corrupt up there now that we need to clean the place out.
Kansas
Pumped up to
City's
cover it
place
up.
to talk.
This has totally got me living.
KCMO. Now on FM at 95.7.
The Sean Ryan Show presents Peak Points. Get timeless inspiration from the very best of the Sean Ryan Show.
September 11th happens. What is the first thing that went through your head? September 12th, I'm going back in the military.
Talk about being recruited by the cartel. How do you cope? Just learning how to find a new normal. One of the most tragic events in American firefighter history.
You know what comes after.
You have this beautiful life. You have these horrible experiences, yes, but you can do something with them for the greater good.
The Sean Ryan Show Peak Points. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Looking for your new home? Claremont by Mattamy Homes is coming soon to Guelph, offering stylish rear lane village homes in a variety of floor plans. Enjoy every amenity close to home, from convenient plazas to community parks. Visit MattamyHomes.com to learn more.
Mundo in the morning, 6 to 10 a.m.
Owner John Sherman, CEO of the Kansas City Royals, is here. Good morning. Thanks for being here, John.
Thank you.
You've always talked a lot about how you see the value in baseball being downtown.
You know, I think rather than just say downtown, I would say in a higher density area, whether it's urban or close in suburban, you know, where we can bring energy and vibrancy around the
Yard truck
ballpark
pays the
and create
most.
economic
Yeah, 84,
activity, not just the
17
81
these
nights a
guys.
year, but 365.
They know what they're doing.
KCMO. Guy Benson, 2 to 5 p.m.
I'm not here suggesting that everything's hunky-dory and the public loves Trump and there's no sign of any trouble on the horizon. That isn't true. I don't like to tell Trump fans in the audience exactly what you want to hear. There are some concerns that I have, that the public has. But overall, this idea that Trump has become like instantly unpopular and he's in really rough shape and the Republicans are now getting brutalized and bruised, it just isn't reflected in the data.
KCMO.
Don't miss the U.S. women's national team face-off against Brazil in the first-ever professional women's sporting event at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Tune in live on Westwood One Sports.
End of number 7-3 Monday, March 31st, 2025, 5:57 p.m. New York time.
The Vince Show, weekdays from 11 to 2.
It's now my honor to